is today's sponsor, a leading publisher of science fiction and fantasy for over 30 years. That's almost as old as I am. Do you like magic, pirates, knives, royals, and adventure? Then check out Shades of Magic, the series from Tor Books, the conclusion of which, A Conjuring of Light, was just released, so check out the full 3-book series. There's a promo link somewhere on this page, I'm gonna say right there, right there. So check that out. And the thing about sponsors, guys, is we really need to show them our love and really show them that we appreciate what they do for us every week. They're a big part of the show. Without them, we would... For instance, without sponsors, Taliesin would only be able to dye his hair platinum blonde and brown, really.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's called Malibu Sunset.
Yeah.
It's Malibu Sunset.
Laura's dice budget would go way down. Instead of throwing away 250 dice a week, it would be more like 240, 230.
Oh, God.
I mean, Liam might have to go back to shaving his beard and selling the beard shavings to those in need.
To be fair, it was worth it. Look at it on my shelf.
But I have some ideas. I have just a few ideas for ways that you guys could show your love for our sponsors. Take them out for a candlelit dinner. I'm not talking Bennigan's, I'm talking something high-end, Shake Shack, Outback, maybe even P.F. Chang's. How about sending some romantic texts to spice things up? Keep it classy, like, hey, Critical Role sponsor, I wish you could be with me right now. Or, I had a dream last night, and Critical Role sponsor, you were in it. And hey, compliments always help. Critical Role sponsor, do you have a map? Because I'm getting lost in your eyes. Or, hey, Critical Role sponsor, of all the beautiful curves on your body, I'm most in love with your smile.
Oh, wow.
Or even Critical Role sponsor, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9 and I'm the one you need.
Don't use that one either in real life.
That would work on me. That would work on me.
Or you could just go to their website and buy their products. So Tor Books, thanks so much.
Tor Books. And thank you to all those mentioned restaurants that will never be a sponsor for us. And it's probably for the best.
The Bennigan and the Monte Cristo.
Oh man, but I hit up Bennigan's all the
I was holding
time.
out for the P.F. Chang's, but yeah, whatever. Thank you so much, Sam, and thank you to Tor Books for being our awesome sponsor tonight. Make sure to check out Conjuring of Light, now and available to you. All right, next up, the new episode of GM Tips is out. Came out today. This one is about suggestions on homebrewing content for your systems in game. I think 3 more episodes of this going on in the coming weeks, so look forward to those.
And then we hand it off to someone awesome.
Exactly. We have a new person stepping in for the 5th episode,
Yeah.
bringing their own flavor to the series. I'm excited about that.
Because you can only learn so much from one teacher.
Exactly. Everyone
the
has their
best
own
teachers will teach you that.
Yep.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles only had Master Splinter.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
How many times
Daniel's son only had Mr. Miyagi.
This is the real world, okay?
Yeah.
This isn't fantasy.
Okay?
And how many times did they have to reboot that to make it work?
That's a good point.
Eventually ending with the Michael Bay films. But no, so check out the new episode of GM Tips. As a reminder to all you guys looking to homebrew, it's hard. It's time consuming. It's not for everybody.
But it's so rewarding,
But
Matthew.
it can be rewarding.
Could you do it different though?
So check out the episode knowing that. And we'll have next week's episode.
I was going to say, your
next
other
Thursday.
friends tell me that they miss you too, so yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
I'll see people again soon. Also, wanted to give a shout out. We are in the final 24-hour stretch for the Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire crowdsource campaign. So if you haven't yet or you're interested in seeing the sequel to that, go and check it out. They're doing a final 24-hour stream over at Obsidian's stream channel, of course after our episode tonight. But yeah, go give them some love. And last I have on my list here, I was just able to announce that I voiced Deadshot in the upcoming Injustice 2. Coming out in mid-May.
Injustice.
Yes, so...
I play Supergirl.
Yeah! Fantastico. So yeah, look forward to that. There may be some more surprises as that cast is announced progressively down the road. But yeah, super happy to be a part of it.
Super happy.
Oh,
Yours?
Jesus.
I need more alcohol. Immediately. Taliesin, you want to mention something about your new show?
Yeah, we had the very first episode of the Wednesday Club this week, and I've I have now had 8 hours sleep, which is pretty magical.
It was so good.
TWC.
It was fun. It was,
so much fun.
and we're going to be back this week with our next episode. We're actually going to be talking about a lot of things, including characters with mental health issues in comic books, both superhero and otherwise, including Legion from the X-Men, who's currently got a show on FX, which is magical.
It's really good.
It's so good.
Holy shit.
And so tune in. It's noon to 2 on Wednesdays on the Twitch stream where you probably are right now.
Noon
And
to Pacific.
At 2 Pacific, and I think we bumped to Alpha, but I don't remember, maybe not. And then it'll be on the rebroadcast if you want to see it, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and Matt Key and Amy Dallin will be there. It's going to be great.
Cool.
Boom.
Thank you, Taliesin. If nobody else has anything else to say,
Cheese is for everybody. Not
Say
just me.
Jesus for everybody?
Cheese.
Cheez-Its?
Cheese and crackers.
Cheez-Its
Cheez-Its
for
everybody.
for everybody.
Cheese and crust. Butter.
Without further ado, let's bring us in to tonight's episode of Critical Role. Hello and welcome back. So, picking up where we last left off, Vox Machina, having defeated the Chroma Conclave and restoring order and, for the time being, peace to the landscape of Taldore, resurrected your friend Scanlan Shorthalt. However, he realized he needed some time to himself to both connect with his interest and direction in life and with his estranged, illegitimate daughter, Kaylee. Upon leaving, the party proceeded to find their way to close all the loose ends that they hadn't quite had time to get to with the Conclave's assault. That involved returning the ashes of Sinekir's wife to Vasselheim, and then making your way to Ankarel to deliver the hands of Ripley to the Scarbearers Guild. On your way there, you encountered a new adventurer, Tarian Darrington, who was looking to join an adventuring group for experience. Yes, he's the best. He paid his way into your service, and upon being returned to Whitestone, you gave him a hazing, which broke him enough to be a little more honest with his reasoning for going on this venture.
Let's not call it a hazing. It was an audition.
It was an audition. It was a brutal audition. Yeah, it was like that.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, there you go. In which, knowing more about your new companion, you accepted him for the time being, understanding the dangers that are involved in following your path, and he accepted. You made your way to Iman, looking as a way to find passage towards Vesrah, the home of the Water Ashari and the hopeful completion of Keyleth's Aramente. Upon finding and hiring a crew under the Captain Adela, you made your way onto your new ship and began to traverse westward onto the Osmit Sea.
Shit. We're on a boat. We're on a boat, motherfucker!
Don't you ever forget.
Knew it.
There is that.
We are noble creatures.
So,
I hear the ocean.
That's someone snoring.
It's a rain stick.
So you guys have been at sea for a handful of days. It's been relatively uneventful. The boat slowly rocks as the waters of the Osmond are much calmer by comparison to that of the Lucidian Ocean, making them a much more popular trade route to pass between the various continents on this side of Exandria. Now, the slow rocking of the boat across the somewhat choppy waters leads some of you into a relaxing lull over these days. Others into perpetual bouts of nausea. But you notice that the Captain Adela runs a relatively tight ship. Her crew works like clockwork at her order, and the skies are thankfully clear these first few days, and the journey so far is mild. What would you guys like to, is there anything you wish to accomplish as you're traveling across the sea?
I've got a little bit of sketching and working on something simple that I might even try and build while I'm here, but yeah.
I'll catch up on some reading, I guess. Some of my alchemy reading
Okay.
Stephen
from
King
what I've been
novel.
doing, trying to make that better.
Fair enough.
I have been sort of shadowing Grog for a couple of days because he doesn't have any gnomes to hang out with.
Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck, it's real when you said it.
So I have been playing Boulder Parchment Shears and telling him stories.
A non-violent
and,
guy.
Yes, yes. Just hanging out, off and on.
Okay. Next.
I guess I've been trying to get to know Terry a little bit better. And also flying like Vex kite behind the ship.
Okay. And Tyrion.
Lots of push-ups. Trying to beef up my pecs. I also, at the start of every day, I'm going to take 2 of those. I have a bunch of silver coins that I carry around with me, and I'm going to cast a couple of spells into them just to have them at the ready. I cast Fly into one and Blur into the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And then I would probably wander down to good old Percy and just ask him if he needs help with any tinkering.
Oh yeah, no, I want to see what he has too. Like, there's going to be some trading. Yeah, I'll show stuff.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. So as the two tinkering nerds begin to reveal their secret inner interests, and let's see, so all right, cool. Vex. About 3 days into this venture, you catch what looks to be a dark spot right on the horizon, like just like midday, maybe like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a warm sun this far, kind of, as you start moving westward and southward, you head closer to what would be the equator of the planet. It's getting warmer, and the sea spray's coming up. The smell of seawater and brine occasionally kind of meets your nose as the ship hits the various waves as they come across. But you're still keeping a keen eye out, and it's just endless sea in all directions. You see no landmass, but you see a little bit of something appearing at the horizon.
Like land, potentially?
It could very well be land.
Ooh. I guess I'll fly down and, I'm gonna try to stay off the deck as much as possible since it makes me so nauseous. So I stay at an
Kind of
even
just
thing.
glide around on the...
Yes.
on the
Your
boom.
imaginary character is also nauseous?
Potentially, yes.
That's a bummer.
I know, right? Vex hasn't had a lot of experience with ships.
Yeah.
You know?
Does your real self also get
I
seasick?
may have fed a couple sharks in my lifetime.
She painted the ocean. It was amazing.
Wow.
I'm gonna fly down and tell Captain Adela.
Okay. Keep
What
an
I
eye
see.
on, and as you move and it begins, you catch a little more of the shape in the distance. It looks a little small to be a landmass. If it is landmass, it's a very small one.
Oh,
But it's stationary.
all right. Oh, it could be another ship, possibly.
Could be a ship, could be anything that would be stationary, and like literally, it's only because of your keen vantage point and your honed eyesight they're able to even make that slight little bump in the horizon from here.
All right. Captain. Yeah.
As you fly down, you see her. She's at the front of the ship. She has her one hand currently on the wheel, and she's just kind of looking out, chatting to the side of one of her crewmates, and turns around as you fly down next to her. She kind of surprised immediately by your appearance. Like, oh, Sorry.
We'll
I'm-
get used to that someday, I swear.
one of these days, I'm sure. What can I do for you?
I see something on the horizon. Do you know of any masses in the area? Maybe a ship or island or...
Take She hands off the wheel to one of her compatriots, and she rummages over into one of the small chests on the side and pulls out a large scroll and slams it onto a small table she keeps maybe 10 feet off to the right of her. And she goes through and pulls out a few instruments, marks the sun, and takes a good 5 minutes or so getting a really strong idea of where the positioning is, and looks down. No, not much in the way of land masses out here, my dear.
Do you have a telescope?
And she goes and pulls out her particular eyeglass. It's small but functional. Glances over, and you look over in the direction I point her out. There's nothing on the horizon.
May I take that fly up? I swear I'll give it back.
There's a long pause.
I've got
of trepidation.
nowhere to hide.
Careful, Butterfingers.
Passes it over.
Up.
You take off. Look up. Extend it. Keeping it close view. Go and make a perception check.
One of the day.
First one.
Set the tone.
Oh, God.
Roll like a champion.
Okay.
Natural 1, the spyglass.
Shut up. Don't say it out loud.
Why'd you go with them weenie?
Shut up.
men?
She has a dice that you need a spyglass to see.
21.
21? Okay. You take a moment and kind of glance out in the same direction you were, and you scan past the horizon. Nothing.
Fuck. Well, I come back down. It went underwater, whatever it was. Does that mean it was big enough to be some sort of sea monster? Was it a sea monster?
I sincerely hope not for all of our sakes, but nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and have the men man our ballistas, just to be safe.
How quickly do those things move?
Which things?
Sea monsters.
Depends on the sea monster.
This one was very large.
Hopefully slowly. She shouts off, "Full sail!" And a bunch of the guardians start pulling the ropes down and letting the sail come to a full flutter. The wind itself isn't too terribly strong, but it's enough to at least inflate the sails even further and give a little more of a speedy direction.
I want to go back up and keep an eye with the spyglass on any kind of movement in the water that looks like it's coming toward us.
Okay, cool. Some of our men go over and start loading the large ballistas to the back of the ship. Everyone else, anybody else hanging on the deck?
Can I run to the bow of the ship, headed for a new land in New York? No, sorry. Go to the bow of the ship.
There you stand at the bow of the ship. You see the at the very, very front. There's the point at the front. The
Are you really?
Oh man.
What?
You're not.
No, I'm just looking to see what I can see.
Okay.
Like one leg up, Captain Morgan style.
There you go. As you glance out with your hand above on your brow, guarding the bright, cloudless sunlight down upon you, it is just endless ocean.
Is there one of those amazing, like, naked ladies on the front of the ship holding out the pole that comes out from the front?
Make a perception check.
Come on, Gil. 3.
It's too hard to see from this vantage point. You'd probably have to climb out there and climb down in the front of the ship
He's
to
in
see.
the back of the ship.
Do we mean to be going backwards?
I go up to the deckhands who are manning the sails, and I'm like, I heard of his full sail, full. Yeah. Do you need help with anything?
Wow.
Do you need?
Brain
I
bubbles are
can
strong.
make like wind. We can maybe get there faster.
The gentleman who's there, kind of currently wrapping the rope around his forearm as he's pulling it down with his full weight. You can see he's maybe in his late 20s, though still going a little gray in the beard for such a young age. But his skin is weathered. He's kind of missing a few teeth. He's got a large piece of a bandana of cloth wrapped around the front of his head and just leather tunic. And he kind of looks back to you. I've got it, but thank you.
Oh, okay. Because I can You're doing great. Good work.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna grab bad news and run up to the crow's nest and see if I can see anything.
Okay.
Guess word has gotten around the ship then.
Yeah. Well, she did shout full sail. People, I guess, maybe went up to just see what was going on. So yeah. You get up at the crow's nest. Go make a perception check.
Make some room in here. There we go. That's where's my perception? That's 20.
20. Okay. You get up there and kind of lean out, giving a view. You look up and you can just see maybe 45 feet up. Vex is also keeping her eye out via broom. You're kind of taking her lead in the direction she's facing and glance out in that direction, but she's open to see.
All right, I'm just gonna keep an eye out for a moment, for a little bit.
Was Terry down below?
I was, but
That's
when
the sun.
he came up, I came up too.
Ooh.
Hi, hello, hi.
Hi.
I have one of those little sticker things that you put on the back of here for
Dramamine
motion
stickers,
sickness. It's one of these.
Like 4 bracelets.
One of those things you put on your wrists. Yeah.
Yeah.
4 deep on
Pressure
each arm.
Hi, good day, good day all.
Good day.
Hi.
Good day, hi. That's it.
All right.
I shout up to Percy.
Stand up.
What are you guys looking for? Everyone's so excited. This is so exciting.
Why are you shouting? We have earrings.
Because we're on the high seas, and that's what sailors do.
Is it?
Yeah! See, we're sailors now.
We're sailors now.
sailors.
She doesn't
The,
have to know what sailors really
The
do.
ship hand who's manning the sail, who's like a foot from you right now, just reaches up and covers his ear and goes, we don't really yell that loud all the time into each other's ear, but thank you.
Yo ho ho! And help.
Yeah!
Keyleth, ask the captain if she wants to have extra speed from your wind.
Captain.
The captain, yes. Go.
I'm not talking to you anymore, Percy. Captain.
As you approach from behind, she's currently
still
now
touching her ear.
holding. No, she's holding the wheel and she's looking over the top. She doesn't even turn her head to you. She goes, "Yes."
Would you like more speed behind those sails?
I mean, always, but
Okay, and then I go back and I start doing gusts into the wind, into the sails.
okay. Gust is a what level spell?
Well, it's a cantrip, or I could do my level,
You can't.
or I could do a level 3 gust of wind.
That's gust will be like a.
Okay, then I'll do. Sorry,
It's more of a heavy
sorry.
fart.
Then level 2 gust of wind.
Basically, you're blowing really hard.
Birthday candle.
Yeah.
A level 3 gust of wind. You said?
Level 2 gust of wind.
Okay, concentration for up to a minute. So, okay. So as you focus, actually, this is not a spell.
We're gonna be so fast for a minute.
Second level spell, and it cannot be done at a higher level.
Okay.
However, it gives you a full minute of a very focused gust of wind as the sails billow even further. You can see the ropes tighten, and then the guy who had the rope around his arm goes, ow, 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 ow! Like, has to unwind it real fast and go in and kind of rash at the side. But the sails pick up, and the ship itself picks up speed. For the next minute, you give it like a nice burst or so. You can watch as the captain kind of looks up and looks over the shoulder to you and gives you a nod, an approving nod, wordless, but
Captain.
she
I turn to Doty and I say, take this down. With an efficiency and an effective leadership role model for everyone, the redhead continues to propel us forward faster and faster, to everyone's surprise and respect, including the captain. As the salt licks my nose and the sweet smell of adventure is in the air, I know that with her on our side, we will be strong and we will be protected. End of chapter.
the tension on the ship.
Hey, look! I've got rubber booties!
You're amazing.
Ain't I cool, Terry?
Yes, you are. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Delightful.
The tension on the ship slowly recedes over the next hour as there is no sign of anything
Nothing?
else. Nothing.
Hey, man.
What?
You can't walk off in the middle of a game of hide and seek again. I've been in a barrel for an hour. I fell asleep in there.
Sorry, I get so distracted. Did someone find you?
No, I just woke up in a barrel. I don't even know
Found
what
you.
time it is. Touche.
Hey, do you want to help me? I think there's one of those wooden naked ladies on the front of this ship, but I can't really see. You want to reach a hand around and see if you get a handful of wooden boob?
Do you want me to do a reach around? Is that what you're asking me to do?
I might not ever ask you again, but right now, yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is not like the wood nymph never
No,
mind.
no.
I go ahead and reach around, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah.
You shimmy out onto the front of the ship. You do actually see just the cusp, what looks like a pair of hands that are kind of clasped, carved into the top of where the wooden point at the front of the ship is. So there is definitely a figure there.
Yeah, I'll hang down.
Okay. You hang down and reach, as one would.
Weird. Quick.
As you kind of grasp over and hold and feel around there.
This is so ridiculous.
Not finding much in the breasts, but you find a bulge. It does indeed have a figure at the front of the ship. This one is not female.
Is it a wang?
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
it's a bulge where one would be. Yeah.
Okay.
This is an equal opportunity ship.
That's right.
Yeah.
What you got down there?
Oh, she's a beaut, Grog. I wish you could see her.
Really? Describe
Yes.
her to me in vivid detail.
Athletic, hearty, curves in all the right places.
I'm loving this.
Yep. Your type, I think.
Man, battle scars? How many breasts? Please say 3.
It's one good chest here. You know what? I will draw you a picture, all right?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, I'm gonna try to climb up without falling into the drink, all right?
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check real fast.
That is this my character sheet? that's a 5.
That's a 5.
Let me ask yourself.
You hear this brief bit of tension, and then a sploosh.
Max?
Wait.
Max? Yeah, okay, right. You fell off the ship. Right? Max?
First player.
I think Vax may have fallen overboard.
Grog, what did you do?
I know it could be a very elaborate joke, but you know that sound when you deuce and it goes kaploop? I just heard that and I think it was Vax.
Can I look down in the water?
Yeah. You look down. You don't see anybody in the water, but a moment passes and you glance over and they're up the side of the ship with 2 daggers, climbing and sopping wet with seawater, which has caused all of the heavy, thick black fabric to just become an additional 40 pounds on him. You watch Vax make his way up to the top of the ship once more.
This is the best this armor has smelled in weeks. Oh, I love the ocean.
I'm gonna land in the crow's nest with Birdseed.
That was amazing. You are so drenched right now.
I'm twice as heavy as normal.
Man, yeah, no, seriously. She's that stunning, huh, in the front? I can't wait
Oh
for
yeah.
that picture.
Yes. Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Big booby.
That's you.
Big booby.
I kind of do a quick, druid craft kind of gust and kind of dry him off a little bit.
Okay. It's like holding a hairdryer to him. His lips are like off to the side briefly.
Shake like a husky a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. You said you headed to the crow's nest first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Anything to go? Just keeping a watch?
Just keeping watch.
Sitting and sketching.
Yeah.
Looking out every now and then.
I don't feel as nauseous up here. It's nice.
Quite nice.
All right. About 2 hours later, have you both roll perception checks if you could.
This is the laziest day we've ever had.
It's nice.
Wow, no.
Days at sea.
Meanwhile,
So-
Whitestone burns.
Don't give it away.
To be fair, I'm not really looking very much.
Fair
11.
enough. Okay, 11. Yeah, you're distracted
I'm
with
distracted.
your companion.
18.
18. Okay.
You're less distracted.
Pretty distracted for Vex.
Is it clear skies or are we sailing through fog?
No, it is clear skies.
Right, so we can just look up and see horror.
Wait, what?
What?
We're not having sex. We're just talking.
They're just
Oh!
Just having a chill. It's just a chill up there. It's
oh,
nice.
Right.
It's like a prom makeout, that's all.
No. Just chatting.
You're just sitting and drawing in a
Yeah.
basket.
In a crow's nest, like a big laundry basket. It's just like this.
Yes, it's basically a hamper.
Oh, okay.
Any hand action going on?
Oh my gosh.
No hand action.
No hand out. No hand out.
I got dark.
Anyway,
Okay.
anyway, you guys, due to distraction, catch it about the same time the rest of the party does as you look ahead and notice that there is a fog bank forming maybe a few hundred feet ahead of the ship.
Called it.
Oh shit.
Who sees it?
Well,
these guys?
everybody does now.
Oh, everybody does now. Can I do a nature check to see if it looks like natural ocean fog?
Go for it.
That's not great. 14.
14. It doesn't take much for you to realize that this fog is pretty localized. It's not an entire bank that covers the entirety of the ocean. And actually, once you kind of travel from one side of the boat to the other to get the scope of it, it's pretty narrow and pretty focused in its direction.
Does this look like something that I would have? Like, is this another druid doing a fog cloud spell?
You recognize this to be of similar size, although magnified.
Bigger than us.
A little.
And then my spell, bigger than my spell.
Bigger than the usual spell that you're used to casting, but it does appear localized enough to be of a similar type spell or effect.
Hey, Keyleth.
Yeah.
Quick question. Look, is there a like a proper way to announce ourselves?
Protocol.
Thank you.
Well,
The ship suddenly lists a bit as you watch the Del is now turning the wheel and turning the ship to try and veer around the fog bank that suddenly has appeared, and she's shouting up to some of her crew. They're starting to man the ballista at the back of the ship once
Is this
more.
normal? Is this a sea monster?
It's fog! I have not yet encountered a monster that creates fog, but I'd rather not be caught off guard.
Wait. This.
I can communicate with Semaphore if that's something you'd like me to do.
Who the what?
It's communication with flags. It's a primitive communication technique that I learned in many of my studies. Boat to boat, it's really helpful. I pull out a couple of pieces of fabric and I start gesturing.
Holy shit!
Who that guy? Where is the other boat?
Well, you just said to announce ourselves. I could announce Vox.
I wonder if they can see through the fog.
Yeah, we should have him do that. You should go to the front of the ship and just make sure they know we're coming.
Can you do any flourishes? Can you do any like tosses, like color guard?
Oh no.
A little flare.
Damn.
That
All right.
would be really cool. Though.
Sorry, Captain. What? How close are we to our destination? This could be Vesrah.
From the recent calculations I made on a map, we're at least a day and a half out.
Really? Does this look to be like island-sized?
And she's glancing over the front, and you guys, by the way, you're up there in the crow's nest, and one of the ship hands is now climbing up the rope net to get to the top as part of his job. And he gets up there and goes,
I hop on the broom and get out of it so he has more room.
I'm used to this enough. I know how to make room on it. Yeah, because from
Got
last time I
somebody
was on
pulls
a
out
boat.
his spyglass and begins looking out. Shouts down to the captain. Captain! It's moving!
It's moving.
It's moving.
And you watch as she shifts, the ship begins to turn wide to move around, and the fog shifts to meet the direction of the ship.
I just pull out
Smart.
an arrow and get ready.
So it's coming towards us.
Or the ship is going towards it.
I'm gonna tie off a rope to the
Not a
broom.
bad idea.
So that, so
right.
that I stay in.
She continues to try and move around, and the fog cloud shifts around, shakes her head, and you hear as Adela shouts up, "All right, looks like we're going in! Be at the ready!" And eventually the fog bank hits the front of the ship, and within moments your visibility is cut to nothing. You can see no more than maybe a few feet past the edge of the boat, and the front of the, for those at the back of the ship, the front of the ship is obscured. There's the front of the ship, the back of the ship is obscured. It's a very, very thick fog that has completely immersed the outside of the ship.
Max, don't try anything.
Everybody keep checking in.
I will flip a coin to Jumbo over there and tell him, listen, if things get hairy, you might want to use this.
Use what? I can't see you.
Oh God. Shit.
I do another gust of wind, and clear the ship deck and clear the kind of path ahead of us.
Okay. They clear out, and slowly the fog begins to choke back inward. Slowly. It does help temporarily, but as the ship moves forward, basically you move past the area that you've cleared out a little bit, and the rest of the fog tends to envelop it.
I'm gonna see if I can see what this is from underneath the water. I'll be back. And I swan dive off of the edge and into the water.
She'll be fine.
Did you say that over the earring?
I took everyone. Yeah, bye. I'll be back. Bye. I'm gonna do alter self to give myself little gills and little fin hands, and go
As I see her
with the ship.
do this, I'm going to alter myself to have the same.
Oh, Terry!
And then pick up the coin and hand it to Grog and say, "This will make you fly." And I'll dive over the edge as well.
Okay. Terry gives a as graceful, if a little clunkier, dive in full armor, which makes it hard to swim.
Oh, shit.
But you can breathe underwater. It's medium armor. It's not too crazy. You're fine. But you sploosh with a much heavier splash. You look behind and you see Tyrion has met you in the water with the gills also kind of extending on the sides of his neck. I would like both of you to make perception checks. Make perception checks, please.
Don't fuck me, girl. Yeah, it's
16.
it was cocked. It was right on the 20, which sucks. That's all right. Perception check, 24.
24. Okay, as you guys hit the water and kind of go underneath for a second, you can see amongst the waters, which are relatively still out here, and there's still a fog above, you see a slight displacement in the water. As you kind of glance,
Something in the water, a boat.
Keyleth, you look over and you can see the displacement. There is nothing dark, but it's almost like something is pushing down into the water. Or like there's a concave portion of the water.
But nothing under the surface. Nothing breaking the surface tension of the water.
It is breaking the surface tension. Like it's in, as you glance over, you can see there's what appears to be a natural break in the waves. Like
it's
a path.
invisibles.
It's like another ship or something of that size is currently keeping in time with the Dren Salavis.
It looks smooth. It looks man-made.
You don't see what's there. All you see is the break in the water.
It's invisible. Okay, I come up out of the water and I use my earring to communicate that to everyone else.
Do you still have your fucking gills on?
It's, I don't know. Do I?
It means Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, are you like?
Can I
She has
communicate
gills,
it?
but she also
I can see
keeps
the
her mouth
yeah,
and
the
stuff,
mouth.
right?
I think you have to go.
You can still speak, I'd say, once you break the surface of the water.
Yeah, I come out of the water and communicate it.
Okay.
You sound like Kim Carnes, like.
Everybody, it's this great.
Literally like Linda Blair. Yeah.
All right, you guys hear Keyleth begin to inform you as you hear off to the left side of the ship, two localized sound. It sounds like wood slamming into wood or some sort of a heavy impact. Two in rapid succession, and you watch as from out of the fog, two extremely long, metallic, jagged, and almost like hooks or giant grappling hooks, kind of and slam into the ship with chains behind them that suddenly grow taut. The rest of the crew begins to turn around and move their ballistas in the direction of where the chains come from, but you still see nothing there. The fog is too thick.
I'm gonna hide.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
And we can see the hooks, right?
You can see the hooks, yes.
I'm going to activate.
Can we see the hooks from the crow's nest?
It's just out of view. When you watch them kind of pass through, and you see them arc below you, and then vanish into the fog, and you hear the impact, and the ship kind of from the hit.
I want to try to hover down so I can see a little bit.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna very quietly say that I'm gonna grab onto your broom and head towards that, and I'm also gonna activate the spider climbing boots.
Okay.
I would definitely like to go and see the giant sea creature claw that just grabbed onto the boat.
Okay, you rush up to the edge of this giant claw that's hit it, and you can see it's a thick, like a dark iron pole, maybe about that long. It's about that big around, and has a large chain affixed to it that just progresses off that side of the boat into the fog. It looks like a series of giant hooks or curved spikes, and it has jammed and dug itself and dragged and caught onto the actual deck of the ship.
Good news,
piercing the wood.
not a sea monster. Bad news, a big hook that leads to nowhere.
Get it off the ship. Can you pull it off?
Sure. So I'll try and lift the hook off the ship.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
That could actually, yeah.
I'm just putting that.
15.
15. You're lifting right now, and it's not shifting. Unfortunately, the weight of both the ship moving forward, the tension on the chain and the hook being so heavily dug into the deck, like versus that portion, you're just not getting enough of a lift. There's too much torsion on the actual connection to the ship.
You know what? I want to see where this leads. I'm going to leave it here.
Fuck you, physics.
I'm gonna swim closer to the. I'm gonna follow where the chains are coming from and swim closer to the Invisi ship.
Okay.
Trinket's gonna run up next to Grog.
Okay, so Trinket and Grog are now heading to the
buddy.
the left side of the ship. You guys are swimming in the water towards that direction, and you watch as suddenly what was once a slight displacement in the water becomes visible. And you see before you a smaller, more compact-looking ship, but it has a series of iron plates all across it in various places. It's armored from all directions, haphazardly. Not a beautiful construction per se, but made for function.
I'm gonna come out. Oh, go ahead.
You look up from what you can see on the edge of the ship, and you can see what appear to be two small gray crystals that are giving a faint glow. It looks like they're actually creating and emanating this fog that is surrounding the space.
Fog machine.
I'm going to come up and kind of in the path as the ship is going by, kind of try and do a poof of fairy fire in front of it. See if I can fairy fire the ship.
Okay, well, you can only fairy fire creatures in a small area. A ship, an animate ship,
Not gonna do it.
probably not be fairy fire.
Okay, then I'm gonna see if I can I try and grab onto the side of the ship?
With just your fingers?
Purchase.
It's pretty, I mean, okay, you know what? I will say, because of the iron plating,
Yeah.
there is a little bit of a grip.
The seed.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
With your webbed fingers.
Can I join her in this?
Mm-hmm. You can
Natural
indeed.
one.
Say 20.
You reach up and grab, and about 3 nails snap, and you lose your grip, falling back into the water.
Oh shit!
Oh, ow.
That shit
That's
hurts.
mean.
Athletics?
Yes.
10.
Yeah, buddy. Barely hold on. You don't climb, but you hold on and watch as Keelan just.
Oh, I'm alone. Do I see her in the water?
You see her splash and disappear into the water below. The fog is starting to kind of close around the area.
She can swim. She'll be okay. She's so strong and
Do I
powerful.
see Terry?
You just went under the water. You come back up and you watch Terry vanish as you're now being left behind. The ships are traveling faster.
Caleb, can you do anything about this fog?
Yes, once I track down the ship, I kind of swim up and I say, Terry, can you catch? This might be bad. Do I see any type of
Say it.
like, what are they called? Cleats. The ship cleats. Do I see anything like ship cleats? Right?
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah?
It's the little
Like the little
prong.
things, the prongs. Do I see anything like that? I want to try and do a grasp, like thorn whip myself to the ship.
You see one. It's a little ways up from where the ship is actually hitting the water.
Mhm.
You would have to probably swim close enough to get there. I'm gonna say, make an athletics check to see how quickly you can try and swim against the ocean, just for
Only
this
better.
brief moment. You're gonna have to
better.
roll pretty high.
And yet somehow.
Well, that's not great. Just straight athletics.
Yeah.
I bet athletics is pretty good. 15.
15?
Yeah.
I'll say you don't fall too far behind the ship. It's still going faster than you, and the water is kind of up and down. Using your alter self skills, you can dive below the surface to try and get a little more, avoid the choppiness of the ocean, and you come back up. What's the range on your thorn whip?
30-foot range.
30-foot range, and it pulls whatever is there 10 feet towards you. We can say it pull you 10 feet towards it. So it gives you a slight arc, but not enough to actually reach the ship. You can just cruise past the grasping range of Tyrion. So Tyrion, as you're like there on the side, you glance over and you watch as Keyleth suddenly produces a large thorny whip of druidic, like a druidic vine that whoosh, wraps around the small cleat on the side of the ship.
Oh, shit.
And you watch as she arcs out of the fog towards you, reaching her hand out in your direction.
I will.
Terry!
Yes!
Terry!
Yes, grab my hero's hand!
Okay, you grab her
Terry!
hand. I need you to go ahead.
I want to apologize right now because in this moment I am a damsel and I am in distress. So cross it off, bitch! Come on!
Make a strength check.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay.
Please. Oh, please.
Wait, strength.
Yes, just a strength modifier bonus.
I'm feeling lucky. Yeah. 19.
Okay, my die. You grab her and it pulls you for 2 points, but you have managed to keep your hold and grasp Keelf, now dangling from your arm.
I did a lot of push-ups today. Ow!
It is. You are very sore. You are very sore, but you managed to get her right up the edge of the ship, and she manages to get a grip onto the edge of the armor.
I was amazing.
You were. Today, in this moment, for this 30 seconds of time.
I've been in the middle of this for months.
You
I'm
were
gonna
a
be right
hero.
in the middle of this for months. Okay.
We'll omit that part.
Did it leave a little stain?
It's in my nose.
Thanks. Okay.
You look up at this point. You can just barely see the chain, and you watch as a couple of shapes, just barely visible through the fog, are now leaping across the chain towards your ship.
I
So-
give them a heads up. Heads up, people, incoming forces coming your way.
You guys in the ship, you glance over where the chains are currently pulling taut. You watch as a series of humanoid figures wearing dark green and black leathers, their faces partially obscured, rush onto the ship, weapons drawn. I'm gonna ask everyone to roll initiative.
I hope these aren't like my people, right? I haven't found
I
out
know,
who they
what if they
are.
are?
We're gonna kill him.
No!
Whoa!
Yarg. Yarg.
I don't feel good about that.
Look at this!
Hey, there's a boat!
Oh shit, we got boats!
Wow, the top-down view looks so three-dimensional right
Yeah,
now.
it
It's
really
cool.
does. This is insane. This is
1980s graphics.
I can't take full credit for these. These were already.
This is like the finest arcade
so
vibe.
cool.
Which one's us?
All right.
Yeah.
There's the two of them in the ocean, currently off to the side.
You dinglings.
First,
They can fly. They can fly.
let's say for
Is that where you had the different pilots and you were like, you got the upgrades and it was all top
What's the
down?
name of that game?
I was like,
Oh my goodness gracious.
42. Yeah.
Cool.
They're allowed, but
What is this? What is that?
All right, so up in the crow's nest, we have Percy, one of the other shipmates. Just currently up there. We have down here at the wheel, the captain. These two wielding the two different ballistas.
At the bow of the ship.
Side.
No,
we have
man.
Dodie just hanging off to the side, watching and trying to take record of whatever's happening at the moment. Grog, where are you?
Wherever that grappling hook was.
That would be right here. With Trinket right by your side.
Welcoming
Yeah.
committee.
And me and
Yeah.
Percy had said we
Or
were
actually,
sort of on our way
we had
down.
sort of headed towards the other boat.
Right, so
Yeah.
you guys have made your way. So yeah.
I was
so,
going to ask you to drop me the other crow's nest
You
of the
need
other
more
ship.
iron in my diet.
So you guys are heading this way.
The water
Are you taking them with you?
If you're down.
I was going to. I wasn't going to go all the way to the other boat, but I can. If you want to go to that crow's nest.
Toy boat, toy boat,
Toy boat.
toy boat.
tour books, tour
Tour
books.
books, tour books.
Tour books. That's actually kind of hard.
Alrighty, Vax, where are you?
Well,
So
I
you're
did
hiding.
a stealth check and I got a 25.
Right.
If I didn't know what the boat looked like, so if there's stuff on the bottom, I'd hide there. But if they're gone, I could also have gone up to the crow's nest, whichever.
You could probably be hiding amongst one of the low sails, probably. You're pretty good at hiding. So we'll say you're like up in the sail.
Okay.
In that vicinity. Alrighty, so bringing us now to the initiative order.
Oh boy.
25 to 20. Shit. Alrighty.
Oh no.
Yikes.
20 to 15.
15.
18.
18.
All right.
You both had 18?
Yes.
Nice.
15 to 10.
14.
Grog at 4. All right.
11. Sorry.
That's all right. Keyleth. And then
8.
Hey,
Terry.
look, some things don't change.
nice.
Burn.
Stings.
Alrighty. So you watch as these figures just jump across from the chains that are lashed onto the boat, and as two of them make it across, suddenly up the side of the ship you watch as if a singular wave seems to and splash onto the edge of the ship. However, as the water crests and splashes into the ground, it forms up into its own physical entity. You've seen this form once before that Keyleth has taken, and this is a water elemental.
What if this is the Ashari?
It probably is. Just haven't figured that out yet.
I was grasping for that. Alrighty, so that being the case, go ahead and pull these.
Did we say we did anything about the fog? The fog is still there.
The fog is still in this vicinity right now, so you are under the effect of a fog cloud spell. For the area. So basically, the area around is heavily obscured. So that'll increase AC to a number of individuals. Perfect. All right, so first off, these elemental rushes forward to Grog, kind of splashes around in your direction. Grog is going to go ahead and take a series of swings at you.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's going to take 2 slam attacks. That is a 23 to hit.
Hits.
And an 18 to hit.
Hits also.
Alrighty. So you suffer 12 points of bludgeoning damage. That's full damage. You're not raging.
Nope.
And that is 11 plus 4. That's 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Total? Or 12 and 15 both?
12 and 15.
Gotcha.
All right, that ends that guy's turn. Next up is Vax and Vex.
I was on my way over to towards the other ship.
Bludgeon.
As long as you roll by, I'll just let go.
Okay.
Drop me off.
First, you wanted to be dropped off at the crow's nest, so I'll fly over that direction.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for anything visible that I can shoot at.
The minute I see a rope, I'll just let go and drop, so she can just keep moving.
Okay. So we'll say,
Fly by.
as you guys make it onto the other side of the ship.
You know, you could have spent your time making 2 very complex Lego pirate ships all week. I'm
You're
just
right,
saying.
but I don't have that time, unfortunately. All right, so you guys rush over to this ship here.
Yeah.
You drop him in the crow's nest. All right, and you are currently on your bow. Is that all you're gonna do?
I'm on my broom. I'm just riding my bow around.
Fair enough.
Can I drift down to where I can see anything? And I say to Keyleth, fog? Can you do anything about the fog?
On their ship?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you coast down a little lower, I want you to make a perception check.
I like that one. 31.
Jesus.
31. You glance down, and as the fog parts, you see on the ship there are 3 other similarly dressed, like dark green and black leather humanoids that are now beginning to rush over the chain. And standing back on the back of the ship, arms crossed, you see a large humanoid with a fish-like head. It has no nose, a big fish-like mouth, big bulbous throat. It's kind of a greenish blue skin color, very turquoise, with big fin gills at the side and a large crest that goes down the head. But it's wearing fine billowing silks and a large vest. And its lower torso, from this giant, oversized kind of plump belly, the lower torso is just this swirl of water. That just it sits there, and it looks like it's currently concentrating through the fog on the opposite side. It does not seem to notice you at the moment.
Then I'm gonna try to bramble shot
It is
that motherfucker.
right there.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's a big guy.
I'm gonna try to shoot a bramble shot at him.
Go for it.
Okay. 20?
20 Hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Oh, Hunter's Mark. Motherfuck! That's okay, sneak attack.
It's alright, you've never played the game before.
Why? I can't help it. I get so happy. Okay.
Let's see. Actually, roll again, because in the fog cloud, you do have disadvantage on
Oh,
the
that's
strike.
cruel, man.
That's cruel.
Don't do it.
One.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna try to do another shot. And in that downtime, I'm gonna fucking Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
There you go.
Turning lemons
into orange juice.
So this entity is currently Hunter's Marked, and you can take your second attack if you like.
Okay. I can't do a bramble shot again because that was like wasted. Or does that mean does a bramble shot only work if it connects?
I'm gonna say for the purposes of this bramble shot, because it's only fair and it's a powerful vestige, you can, if it only works if it connects. I should change the wording on that.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try.
Go for it.
19.
19 does hit.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
15 plus 4 lightning damage
Slick.
plus sneak attack. Ooh, and 11 for the sneak attack and Hunter's Mark. And then the DC of 17 or be restrained. That's strength save.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna do the bramble shot damage now.
That is a 13.
Yes, he's
Does not-
restrained.
So, go for it. Roll the damage. Bramble shot.
Ooh. Is that a 7? That's a 1. 16.
16. Okay. Let me go ahead and do a concentration check on him. He succeeds. Okay, 26. All right, so the first shot whips past and just slams into the ship. You watch as this giant fish entity kind of glances off to the side, looks down and starts looking up into the fog cloud, but you're right above it at this point, and or just off to the side, and you fire your second arrow. He turns just in time to see it hit it in the shoulder, and as it glances and tries to snap it free, the wooden shaft of the arrow suddenly sprouts all these vines and thorns that begin to wrap around it, and it tears around its body, and it's currently stuck in place. It cannot move.
Awesome. And I say, Percy, spellcaster, right below you. Fish guy.
Got it. Not sure what to do.
Noted.
All right. So, ending that, we come to Vax's turn.
That's one of the assailants is directly across from me on the other side of our boat,
These
right?
are. There's one crossing right now.
But there's one guy who made it onto the boat.
There's two of them made it onto the boat right
there. I'm going to attempt to assassinate that motherfucker.
Okay. So we'll say you're up over. You kind of shimmy your way along the edge of the sail, and you're looking right down below him.
Okay.
This guy right there.
So advantage on this.
The guy closest to Grog, or the guy who's alone right there?
The one that you're touching right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So that is a 32 to hit.
That'll hit.
So this is assassinate. It's an auto
Did you roll
crit.
disadvantage because of the fog cloud?
Well, no, but I'm at advantage because of assassinate. So the
True.
first roll was a 19.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Which is still a 32. Here we go.
I get 2d6 now for sneak attack.
You do. So roll another d6.
Another 6.
Nice.
Two, 4,
Say, hey, that died. That's 48 points of damage in one hit.
2.
Bramble shot, motherfucker!
Doing my maths over here. 32, 36, 60, 72 plus. That's 80 points of damage.
80 points of damage?
No wonder Terry almost died.
Is he still standing?
No.
Assassinate!
Just leaps off the chain, pulls out what looks like a, for this it would be a dagger and a rapier. Glances around and goes lunging in for, looks like it's running towards the captain of the ship. Gets maybe 2 steps before your blade sinks into the back of the neck, and it just hits the side and collapses right at the edge of the ship right there. Done.
Just for funsies, I will throw my second dagger at the one right in front of Trink.
Okay.
So that is not that good. That's a 13.
Okay, yeah, even with disadvantage. Okay, so this one you fire and just disappears off the side of the ship, but returns to your belt. All right, you gonna stay where you are?
No, I'm gonna drop down.
Okay.
And circle around Trinket's tush.
All right, make an acrobatics check, just to land from the top.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, you're fine. So you move around, you're behind Trinket. Pardon me, currently. Alrighty. When it's your turn back, Percy, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick look around and see if I can figure out what's causing this fog, because it's annoying me.
Perception check.
That's 19.
Glancing about in the area, it's hard to see, especially from this vantage point. The area is so heavily obscured with fog. You do glance and see what looks to be a very, very faint general glow in a lower area towards the edge of the ship, but that's all you can make out.
It's starboard port.
Be on this side.
All right, I'm. Somebody take a look at anything. There's a glow coming from the starboard side of the enemy ship. It's the one closest to our ship. We need to find out what's causing this fog. In the meantime, I'm going to slowly make my way down a couple of the ropes. Is that an enemy right there, that guy?
You're up here right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Is that I'm asking if that's an enemy on our ship right there.
This is an enemy right there.
The water
These are enemies. These are your guys. The guys with the red cloaks. The red color signifies your own crewmates.
Okay, so we have two enemies that are currently on their ship.
Two enemies in their ship. One that's currently crossing, and one that is on the other side.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly start making my way, just maybe like a few feet down, and I'm going to shoot those two people who are on the very edge, both of them in the back.
There's no honor in that.
No, there is, on the other hand, fine comedy about to happen.
Sure.
Because, yeah, just a little bit. I'm going to very, very carefully. And I'm at disadvantage with this?
Disadvantage with these strikes, yes.
Oh, that's annoying. Okay, I'm going to use the pepper box, the animus, and I'm also going to burn a grit for a push.
For which one of these guys?
One on each.
One of these two?
Both of them. I'll start with the first one and mark my
First
way
one
down. All right, so let's see what happens.
Big money, no whammy.
That'll do. That's 28.
28 will hit.
And that's sorry, you know why I'm a little confused. I just have switched again. I need that too. There we are. Wow.
That's good.
That's good. That's 17 points of damage and 5 points of psychic damage.
Nice.
And he goes 10 feet away from me.
So as he's starting to step across the chain, he gets blasted and just plunges off the side of the chain, loses his footing, tumbles over and vanishes into the fog, and you hear the splash a moment later.
Next! I love boats.
So this guy, disadvantage on the shot?
Yep, here we go. That's good. 29. I'm rolling really well.
Yeah,
not as well as yesterday, but really well.
I got a
whole thing.
nautical theme, Pashmina Afghan.
And that's 5, 6. That's 11 points of damage and 5 points of psychic damage and a 10-foot push.
Alrighty. Okay. He also falls off, grabs the chain, catches it with his finger, but because of the sea spray and the fog, it's too slick and just
I was going to say, he's happy to grab it and I'll deal with that too.
Yeah. But they've both fallen off the edge of the ship.
Said no.
I can make him drop things. I have that power.
Oh my god.
All right. I've been wanting to watch somebody like holding on and make them drop it. I've been wanting to do that for like probably a year and a half now. God, is there anybody fun on our side?
There's one guy walking across.
You've got him grappled.
You have one guy walking across right now in chain, and the guy below you who's grappled, and the guy and the water elemental that's also attacking them.
Hey, don't you get advantage on grapple guy?
Technically, I would. That would cancel out, wouldn't it?
He is restrained, which means attacks on him are with advantage, so it would cancel it out.
It would cancel it out automatically. Oh, in that case, I'm gonna take a shot on him.
And he'll probably get a chance to be unrestrained as soon as it's his turn.
Okay, good point. So I'm gonna take a sharpshooter shot. I'm also going to do anything else to him. Is he holding anything?
Not that you can see.
That's good. And he's a magic. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just take a good old-fashioned sharpshooter shot.
So that's. It's not as good. That's 18 to hit.
18 to hit? Just barely hit.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that was a little low.
I hope these aren't your cousins.
They might be.
Well,
Nobody's
they were a
tried
little
Figure that
talking yet.
I'll figure that out.
We're
That's kind of heavy. That's going to be
so.
Yeah.
14, 24 points of damage and 3 points of psychic
I
damage.
think her cousins are fishmen.
My cousins might be fishmen.
Okay.
They could be anybody.
Werefish or
Gotcha.
Could be
Okay, so you manage to fire the third shot from your animus. You see it blasts into the upper shoulder and back portion of this fish-like creature. It does not look terribly happy, but it looks currently still bound by the various thorny vines that have wrapped around it. And your turn?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna crawl a couple feet into the ropes that direction. I'm just gonna keep rope swinging. There we are.
There you go. Alrighty, that brings us to Grog.
After getting hit by the water elemental, can I go, out of here? What do you want?
The water elemental just.
Fuck it, you got salt water in my eyes. I would like to rage.
Okay.
I'm going to a rage.
It's not me, Grog. It's not me.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I beat the shit out of it with the dwarven hammer. 2 hits.
Go for it. 2 strikes.
Are these a disadvantage, or I'm like right up?
No, you're melee. You're fine.
Hey, reckless attack.
Okay.
Oh my.
Kills you.
Damn. 23.
That hits.
Nice. Hold on. 10. Thank you. 16. 17.
17 damage. Okay.
Take
Second
a
strike.
God, those are balls. They're not literal balls. 22.
That hits.
Nice.
24. 24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. Okay, nice. So you start bludgeoning its watery form. Even though you see the water splashing around and it's soaking everything in the vicinity, you are still watching as each blow forces the creature to kind of shift and move, and you hear this like kind of little thud sound and a pain noise seem to emit from this elemental creature with each impact.
You can do better than that.
Is that in your turn?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That brings us to the rest of the crew. So these guys, who have the water has now pushed them past a bit, they are moved and they're starting to try and swim their way to the edge of the ship, and they're starting to actually, let's see what their rolls are for athletics. Natural 20, nice. Okay, so they both make their way up to the side of the ship and latch onto the edge right beside Keyleth and Tarion.
Can I get can I say something to him?
Yeah, as they both kind of get out of the water and they're pulling up right alongside you, pulling blades out.
Hi! Kaitiake! Water Ashari?
They just hear them just growl as they pull their blades out and continue.
Kick his ass.
Hey, we tried to talk.
So for this one, each of them are going to make 2 strikes against each of you with their rapiers.
Oh, great.
Tyrion, that is a 21?
I knew you.
Yeah.
I knew you.
And a 21. Actually,
Yeah.
said it twice in a row. So you take
What's your AC there, big guy?
9 points of piercing damage. And 5 points of piercing damage.
Sure.
As it just thrusts, holding onto the side of the ship's armor, thrusting the rapier into you. It's like scraping past your armor. One catches you in the hip. Keyleth, the other one's gonna make 2 strikes against you. That's gonna
Cousins?
be an 8
No? Oh! Nope, that misses.
and a 27.
That, yeah.
And that's gonna hit you for 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay, that's,
And it looks like they're kind of, their ascent has stopped, and they're just right now happy to just continue to pierce these 2 stowaways that are gripping onto the side of the ship. This one stumbles gets across the rest of the chain, and turning and seeing you guys there on the edge, and Vax, as you dart around the side of Trinket, it's going to move, avoid the bear, step across, and attempt to attack you 3 times with twice the rapier, once with the dagger. So the dagger's going to be a 11.
No.
Not very good.
That's a no.
However, that is a 26.
That
with the
hits.
rapier
Uncanny
hit,
dodge.
And a 19.
No.
No. All right, so they get 1 rapier strike towards you. That is going to be 9 points of piercing damage as it just cuts across the center of your armor in the midsection. It doesn't actually get the skin, but it's enough of an impact where you can feel like a bruise coming.
Time.
Alrighty. Ending their turn. That brings us to Keyleth.
Okay, am I still on the side of a boat?
You are, yes.
I'm gonna climb up that boat.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Ooh, that's good. 17 plus my athletics, which is good, which is 7, so 24.
Okay, so you get up on the edge of the ship. It does get 1 attack of opportunity against you as you move up. It's going to slice at you with the rapier. That is going to be an 18.
Miss.
Nice.
No, hit. Sorry.
Okay, there you go. That's all good. That is a 10 points piercing damage.
Okay.
The rapier just catches you in the back, and you're like, ugh! And you climb up and get back onto the edge of the ship. And as you glance around, you can see that there is the weird fish-looking guy in the center of the ship right now who's currently bound by the vines around him.
Any sign that these could still be my people? Pretty certain they're not.
I think you can let that go now.
You're pretty sure there's not much of a tribal sign
Nothing.
that
These
resembles
are like,
anything Ashari related universally.
guys, real pirates. And then I'm going to do control water. And I'm going to raise water 20 feet around me and start sinking this bitch. I want to sink this ship. 20 feet, just tidal waves coming over the boat, and I'm sinking it.
Oh shit.
What control water? What level is this?
4th level.
We could steal this ship. Okay.
They might have stuff.
Okay, so
Nope.
okay, as you get on the edge,
I'm
you
sinking
begin to pull your arms up, and as you do, your hands begin to glow with a dull blue turquoise color, similar to the skin of this fish-like creature, and it glances over at you, and its jaw opens. You can see like this kind of burbling sound as the edges of the water begin to rise up and splash and pour into the ship, filling the bottom of it, and just perpetually just filling the lower, usually air-filled section of the ship, and it begins to immediately begin to list a little bit to one side.
Do I have any movement, or is that it? Probably getting up is my movement.
I mean, that's going to be your action, and climbing up is going to be your movement. So that's
Okay.
kind of where you are.
Cool.
But you can maintain concentration on it.
I maintain concentration.
Yeah.
And
you get this. You get the sense it's going to take a few rounds, but if you keep at this, you'll probably have a good chance of achieving your goal.
Cool. That's what I like to hear
Bring
in
our
life
ship down with it.
in general.
If you keep at it, you might be able to.
No, it's
achieve your goal.
localized.
No, but the
In a few
chains
rounds.
attaching the two ships.
Oh, we've got time.
That's the correct
She says that she destroys everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Destroy reality.
And in Keyleth's turn, it is now the crew's go. So, the crew here is going to head and turn the ballistas around as the captain leaps off down and goes behind the guy who attacked you, Vax. She pulls out a scimitar as Captain Nadella rushes forward, screaming, "Yeah!" and just does a full downward arc into the back.
Deltazine, ladies and gentlemen.
Zelda.
Deltazine.
That is
What is he
18 that hits.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Second strike is a 23. Both
Just breaks hearts.
Left and right.
Left and right. You can relate.
Yes.
Great. That's better. Alright, that takes 24 points of slashing damage. That ends her turn. You see guys turn around and fire ballistas at the ship.
Yes.
Towards the edge
Yes.
of it. That's one of them unfortunately just coasts off the edge and misses
Damn
the
it.
ship.
He's fired.
The other one is a natural 20.
Boom!
Ooh, that's gonna be nasty. That is yeah, okay.
Wow.
That is 42 points of damage
Damn.
to the side of the ship. You watch as one of these ballistas has a similar looking like giant iron arrow, but it's designed to just split and destroy wood on impact. It's pierced, but it tends to splinter out, so it hits and then breaks as it goes.
Oh, shit.
And as it slams into the side of the ship, just above where Terry and the other guy are, you watch as it spoosh, slams it and wood splinters and breaks. The impact shakes the side. I'm actually going to ask both you and that guy to make a strength saving
Come on,
throw if
bud.
you could.
That's sort of cocked, but that's okay. I'll take it. That's a 5.
Okay, both of you guys.
Maybe I'll use luck and go again.
Okay, go for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's That's 10.
Okay, so that's enough to hold on. The other guy did not make it. So you just hold on from the impact. The other guy falls back and splashes.
You should have worn boat shoes!
Perfect.
I like to picture you in full armor with boat shoes on.
As you hold on, you watch as the ballista, which has a chain attached to the back of it as well, is now being ratcheted back, and as it slammed through and is pulled back, it's tearing sections of the ship apart, and you can watch now as it's like pulling down and breaking a whole section. That's going to go ahead and end this crew member. This guy is going to go ahead and let a crossbow and try and line it up towards. I can only see the guy below. The disadvantage. Oh, it's a shame. It's a natural 20 and a 19 actually. Still manages to hit even with the disadvantage from the fog cloud. Okay, that's 8 damage to that guy. This looks like he's. Alrighty. And then this guy over here is going to move to the earth or the water elemental and take strike on her or on it and misses. It goes and strikes, but the water elemental shifts out of the way. The blade moves past. Without an impact, end of the round we have Tarion.
Yeah. So the guy right next to me is gone, right?
Yeah, he's splashed back. Both of these guys are in the water 10 feet.
Oh, they're gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. Okay, I'll. Can I see? No, I'm gonna climb. I'm gonna climb up.
Okay, athletics check.
Okay.
Watch this go by.
No, it's okay. 16?
Yeah. You climb up and get on the edge of the ship right next to Keyleth, who's currently concentrating. You see her eyes kind of glowing and her hands glowing with this faint aqua look as the water is now just immediately to the right of her, like curling up and splashing over the bow of the ship and just pouring into the ship below.
So cool. So cool. Okay, I just yell back to Dodie, get rid of the grappling hooks. I don't know, I have no idea what I'm doing. And then I see the giant thing in front of me, right? Do I see the thing?
You do see it, yeah, and it's currently bound by these series of thorny vines.
Great, I'll reach into my magic bag and pull out a vial of acid and just throw it at the thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack. It is restrained, so you have an advantage on the ranged attack roll.
What kind of acid he's just gonna like really think about his life.
You're like throwing them like in
what do I
Miami,
add?
throwing a Molotov cocktail right now.
It should say under the class.
My spell attack bonus?
It should say under the class's ability.
It says,
What's your bonus next to it on your sheet? Under your attacks.
Oh, it says.
It says it should
No,
be
it
there.
doesn't.
Doesn't? Ah, damn it.
Oh, wait, no, it says it, but it's cut off. It says DC 1. I'm sure there's something after that. But are you talking about
Right, it's
just to hit it?
their saving throw. It's your spell DC to get past it, I think is what it is. It's not
Okay,
an
so
actual
then
range.
it's 17.
17, okay, good to know. Which he has disadvantage on it, which he rolled a 1 on the first one. So no, so go ahead and roll full damage.
Great, so that's 7d6.
Okay.
Okay.
LED 6.
They're really
really
fun. Yeah, I like it.
LED.
I know.
26.
26 points of acid damage.
Wow.
Nice.
Good.
Alrighty.
Does he let out a fishy scream?
You watch as you lob your vial and it bursts across the creature's chest, and the acid begins to burn. Burning part of the vines that currently keep it restrained, but
Sorry, I don't know how this stuff works.
but it does burn. You see it it's trying desperately to break free as you see the smoke of its burning flesh rise above its body.
Okay.
That on your turn, too?
I have a bonus action. I'll use Sanctuary on myself.
Okay. There you go. And with that, Dodie's going to go ahead and reach down and try and grab. Nope. Not with a 4. You hear the metal kind of creaking, but not getting any sort of
Knees,
actual.
not back.
Knees.
God, robot.
All right, ending that round. That brings us to the top. The rushing water as the ships continue to move forward. Both of these guys shift backward. They're being left behind by the boats.
Good.
They're trying to swim forward. That brings us to Marid. Okay.
I've been waiting for this.
So this guy is currently up on the side. And he's looking around. He's going to make a quick perception check to just look around. He got shot by you. He got shot by you. He's going to go ahead and glance up in your direction. He's going to go ahead and use a water jet ability against you.
All right.
Actually, let's see here. So 9.
Water jet.
You know what? No, he's not.
No?
He is going to use, or he is, but he's going to use a water jet.
Is he not grappled anymore?
He's still grappled. He's restrained, but he can still do abilities.
Oh, shit.
60-foot line. Yeah, you're up there, but it sees the cluster in that direction. Oh, he'll hit his own guy. He won't do that.
He wouldn't?
Oh, honorable.
Well, I'm trying to see what's the
Maybe
most
they're
useful.
family.
Maybe they are.
Yeah, he can't move. He can't angle him. That's really frustrating for him.
For him, right? For him. So
For him, yeah.
For him.
Yeah, for him. And
frustrates him.
for that, he's gonna aim for Trinket and Vax.
What is he doing? What?
Aiming for Trinket and Vax. So all of a sudden, he turns his head this way, opens his mouth, and you watch as this small spiral of greenish energy begins to swirl, and a singular burst of extremely accelerated water just fires through the fog out of sight. You hear this sound, and you turn just in time to watch as it blasts towards both you and Trinket. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, and Trinket as well.
Oh, Vax or Vex?
Vax.
Vax. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you're
fine.
doing Trinket, right?
Wow! Trinket rolled so good!
17.
17.
Hold on.
Hold on.
20!
Alrighty.
I really want to rate this.
So Trinket manages to duck down, taking half the damage.
He was very zen about that duck down. Matrix style, he's so no.
30. So 15 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
to Trinket, 30 to you, Vax.
But halved, because if I fail, it's halved. If I succeed, it's 0. Is it dexterity, so it's evasion?
Evasion.
Evasion for dex saves. If I fail, I take half damage, and if I succeed, I take no damage.
Right,
Which is how I survived dragon fights.
Yes, yes.
How what's a bug dragon fight?
Ew, I don't like this. Marker.
Guys, we're having a water battle.
You guys!
I've been waiting for this
We're
for
having a
so
pirate
long.
battle!
Super Suckers.
Super Sucker.
Super Sucker 250, Super Sucker 500, Super Sucker 1000. You remember those?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know they had
Anything else?
gauges.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you
Yeah.
you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage. However, you are pushed 20 feet away and knocked prone
Oh no!
Check off the ship.
off the edge of the ship.
Oh no!
It's
Wrong!
into the water below. It's with such force that you aren't even given a chance to grab at the ship. You're thrust off at an arc and poof, into the water, into the ocean,
thank
soaking
God
you
Trinket ducked.
down into the wave. That is just where the elemental creature swirls up and occupies both the space of Grog and Trinket, and is going to go ahead and turn it into a whelm. So it's going to attempt to whelm both of you in. I need you and Trinket to make strength saving throws.
Strength saving throws. I have advantage because of magic. 19, 26.
18.
Alrighty. You guys are both pushed out of its space, so it forces you out. However, you both manage to escape any sort of damage as its giant spiral, this whirlwind of water, spins around, and you both barely force your way out of it before it can really do any serious damage to you.
Barely.
All right, that lends us to Vax's turn.
Okay, so in the water, click the boots, and the wings shoot out, and I explode up out of the water into the air.
Okay.
And I just start gunning it towards the guy who knocked me in, right?
Okay.
And when I'm about, I don't know, 30 feet away from him, I'm gonna, because I'm hasted, so I get 120 feet of movement just for regular movement.
Yes.
And when I'm within 40 feet, I'm gonna throw Whisper at the guy.
Okay, I'll put you at about there.
Yep.
Hit him. Hit him.
That's 26.
26, alrighty, that hits.
And I'm gonna bamf right up to him as I hit. That is just, it's just a little 10 plus 15.
15 points of damage with that strike. Okay.
And I should have one more. So I used bonus action for the wings. I did
Correct.
my movement. I did action, so I've got one more action.
Well, your offhand attack, yeah.
Yeah, so I will shank him again.
Shank, shank.
Shing, shing.
You have advantage on these strikes now because you're right up against him and he is restrained.
20.
20 hits. And you do the
It's
shank
two,
attack.
it's
There's
shank
advantage on him.
Okay.
Okay. That is just 9, and I'll unload some poison in him as well. The DC is 15.
I feel like Shake Shake's less attractive on a t-shirt.
That is a 9. He does not succeed.
Okay, so he takes 2d10. Do I roll that or do you, Maddie?
You roll that.
All right.
So what was the damage initially? It was
It's 2d10. Oh, is 9 plus 13 poison damage.
okay. So
22.
22. Are you gonna roll sneak attack damage?
Why would I get that here? Is he up against anybody?
No, you have advantage on him because he's
advantage.
restrained.
Hey, I love you.
You know, and he is currently
2, 8, 10.
he is not immune to poison.
20 sneak attack damage.
This is not turned out
Thanks,
well.
man.
How much is that total?
20 for the sneak attack.
20 for the sneak attack. All right, so it's 20 plus 22.
You are
Let's see if
attacking
we
the
have concentration.
guy.
He does not. So, let me double check one thing real fast here, because this will be interesting.
I thought he just
Shank,
came
shank,
back up on
shank.
the. There was a lot of talking at that table. I can
Shank your booty. Shank
Okay.
your booty.
Gotcha. Okay. So he loses concentration. He's now poisoned and restrained.
Here.
Oh, he needs to make a saving throw actually to see, which he did not. So yeah, he's still restrained.
Yes.
Oof. That sucks. That'll change that. Okay. That makes Vax's turn. Vax, you're up.
Awesome.
Get him.
Cool. Then since he's got my brother next to him, I'm gonna fly down so I can see him better. And shoot him 2 times with my blazing bowstring on the first one.
Go for it.
She shouts as she flies through the air.
Blazing bowstring! Activate! Do I still get disadvantage?
You do. The fog is still present.
Okay. 28.
28 hits.
Right,
Second attack.
Second attack is just, I'm gonna do, can I do regular on
Yeah,
this one?
that's fine.
18.
Hits. Go roll damage for both.
12.
12 was 3 points of lightning damage.
Did you add your hunter's bond?
I am about to.
I never asked that.
13 additional. And then 10 for the blazing bowstring. Ooh, 9 more for blazing bowstring.
Nice. Alrighty.
And then my
Bam.
second attack.
Correct.
11 plus. 11 plus 3 lightning.
Alrighty.
And then I don't get sneak attack again, but I do get hunter's
You do get
mark.
Hunter's Mark again, yes.
And 3 more for hunter's mark.
Nice. Wow. So after he gets stabbed in the side, and the poison pulses through his system, turns around as the arrow slams into him, bursts of flame and lightning arcs through his body.
And I'm gonna fly back a little so he can see me less. And then I'm going to have Trinket for my bonus action. Run forward and attack the guy on the edge of the ship.
Is it a leap year?
All right.
I take it back. You've changed.
I
You've changed.
Is she doing a regular attack?
Yeah, because it's my bonus, so he can just do
Fly
one
by.
attack.
Okay.
Everyone jump
Yeah.
on board!
Roll.
Because if you wanted, Shane, if you wanted to, so you can always, instead of doing a damaging attack, you could go for a shove.
Oh, I could? I didn't think I was
Yeah,
allowed
you can sacrifice an attack for a shove strike instead. It doesn't.
I
need
want him
damage.
to do that. That's what I wanted him to do.
I was wondering
is
if that's
push
what
him
you were going for.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll an athletics check for Trinket.
Hold on.
Man, motherfuck. Athletics, is that just strength?
Yeah.
That's just 5.
5. Okay, yeah, so Trinket goes up and slams into the guy, and he gets pushed against the side of the ship, but not with enough force to shove him over the edge, and he kind of catches himself.
So Trinket just stands up and
just-
he's got his paws on his
He's just
chest.
pressing on him there, yeah. Okay.
Growls loudly into his face.
Alrighty, that enters your
I mean,
turn.
that's scary, a
Percy,
big
you're up.
bear.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Especially if these guys are on the sea. They don't see bears.
All right, I'm. That guy's still in the vines, right?
Correct. Yes.
He's becoming a problem though. Okay, I'm going to. If I can pull this off, is it possible that I can like break the rope that I'm currently holding onto and do a little arrow flame, like fly down to the bottom of the boat?
You can do that, yeah.
Is it possible that the rope I have to shoot is in between me and him?
Sure.
Kill two birds.
I'm going to use a piercing shot, and I'm going to try and do both with one shot and hit him for the second and arrow flame the shit.
Oh shit.
Okay, make an acrobatics check as part of this.
Okay.
Arrow
This is
flame the shit,
specifically
is that
the
what
kind
you
of
said?
shit acrobatics is for.
Totally. 100%.
Like
Swashbuckle,
pull
baby.
shark this shit. Yeah.
Acrobatics. That's a 23.
Whoa.
Yeah, go ahead and make it. Still a disadvantage.
Still
on the
a
strike
disadvantage.
because of the fog.
Oh man, now you're like in an
Nope.
Angelina Jolie movie.
Nope.
So this is going to be funny because I was using the Animus.
Yes.
So depending on how mean you want to be here, I'm going to take my 2d6.
Oh, you misfire?
Yeah. So
So cool, though.
this is going to be funny. I'm going to take my 2d6, and that's 6 points of psychic damage to me. That's cool. That's cool.
What if one day
Okay, so you used your piercing shot to shoot shoot both at him and shoot the, or you cut the rope and then swing down.
Yes. So does the psychic damage mean I let go of the rope I'm holding on to? Or does it not? I also, my feet are sticky and my hand has, so like
Your feet are sticky, but your hands are not.
But my
and
hands are
it's
not.
the blast of psychic energy. You know what? I will say go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I'm down for this. I'm down for this.
Yes, make a
I'm
wisdom
on
saving
board.
throw to see if you can withstand the blast to your brain as your vision goes white.
So that's a
Not
8.
good, man.
the drink.
Nope.
So here's the next question. Do I have any chance of grabbing anything with my hands and feet on the way down?
Unfortunately, no. What happens is, as you grab the rope and you fire or as you slash the rope and go to swing down, you go to fire, and as you do, it backs up and your vision just goes white and you feel your whole body go instantaneously numb. You're not sure if you're even holding the rope anymore. All of your extremities.
So I'm just gonna wake up on the deck,
no feeling.
on the floor of the deck of the boat.
And the pain kind of sears into your brain. You hear the oof, oof, the pulse of pain through, and as your vision comes to, it clarifies and color comes back just in time for you to see the surface of the ship rocketing towards your face. And you slam into the ground, skid across, landing prone at the base of the ground in front of the fish creature.
It was so
Wow, that one was like.
So
Can I yell out, no, new best friend?
You can. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage from
12
the fall.
points of bludgeoning damage, and I don't have anything. Can I burn a bonus action? Am I okay, or?
You could use. I mean, that was your action. You misfire. You land. Yeah, because you're still prone, but you can still use the rest of your attacks if you wanted to.
I'm sorry, your best friend?
I can use the rest of my actions.
I mean, that was an attack.
Yeah.
To do the piercing shot, or the piercing shot. Yeah. So you still have your two other attacks if you wanted to use them.
Just cause it just hurts and I'm irritated, I'm just gonna pull out the retort and just like fire it in his general direction.
Okay.
Like awfully.
So 2 more strikes, both at disadvantage.
Yep, that's
Pachoo.
Oh, that's not bad.
What the fuck?
28.
28 hits.
And
That's not as good.
16.
16 does not hit.
Okay. So the 28 one does though. It's that's 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Got it. Okay. So as you roll over on your back and pull out retort and just fire 2 shots, one just goes off into the fog. You see it tear through the ship mast for a second, a little bit, some wood splinters. The other one, you hear the creature take the impact from the blow. You're not even really paying attention to where it's going. You're just hearing the sound and shooting in that direction. All right, I think that'll end your turn, Percy.
Oh yeah.
What a turn.
What a terrible way to go.
Grog, you're up.
Love
I
it.
want to keep hitting the water elemental.
That was gonna be so cool.
All right, so you turn towards it over there. It's kind of
Yeah.
taking up the space there. Go for it.
Reckless attacks, please.
Yes.
First one's a 30.
That'll hit.
Okay. Where's the others? 21 points of damage.
Alrighty.
Second attack. It's very methodical. 26.
Alrighty.
Does that hit?
Yes.
3,
And 17 points of damage.
17 points of damage. All right. So you rush in and slam twice into this elemental again. You see its form with each hit is just splattering water against the ground, and where once it came up this solid force of water, it's starting to have a difficulty keeping its form together. But where once it was focused genuinely on you and Trinket, it seems to be lashing out now in a frenzied state. It's kind of just punching all around it. Does that finish your turn?
Am I not good enough to hold your attention? Yeah, that finish my turn.
Okay, got you. All right. This guy here is gonna he's gonna squeeze past the side.
Trinket attacks him on the way over.
Well, he hasn't moved away from Trinket yet.
Damn it.
Actually, no. He's gonna squeeze this way instead because Grog's on that side. He's gonna go ahead and move past the bear and kind of let Trinket kind of push into his weight into the side of the ship, and is gonna go ahead and take 3 strikes at you, Grog.
Yay!
With advantage.
Another play friend.
It's gonna be 2 strikes against you and 1 against Trinket. So first one with advantage is gonna be a 24.
Hits.
The dagger is gonna be a 15.
Misses.
All right.
With advantage too?
Yeah. So first roll is a 1. All right, so you take 10 points of piercing damage, reduced to 5.
Okay.
And then the other rapier attack's gonna go against Trinket, which is a natural 1. Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, so he just swings and Trinket catches the blade in his teeth. And he's like draw the rapier back, which is now covered in bear slobber.
This is not the time to choke, buddy.
That ends his turn. This guy here is going to go ahead and turn now to face off with Captain Adela. He's going to make 3 strikes against her. That's going to hit the first rapier strike, the second rapier strike, and the dagger. All 3 hit, unfortunately.
Such dicks.
These guys are awful.
Guys are awful.
Get a nickname for
14.
everyone.
And okay. Total 21 points of damage.
21 points.
So as she tries to parry to the side, the pirate just catches her off guard and gets 3 good hits in, but Adela kind of parries off to the side, gets pushed back a little bit, and then forces her way forward, preparing her counterattack.
Come on.
That brings us to
Probably protect the captain.
Keyleth.
Oh, shit. We're still, like, attached to this boat, right?
Multiple times.
Currently, yes. And if you're still concentrating on this, the water is still pouring into it.
I am. How much slack do we have before I start pulling our boat underwater? Because I don't want to be that kind of thought.
You probably
someone would start.
It depends. Right now, it'll be probably 2 rounds
this.
before it begins to really like genuinely start
Affect
sinking
us?
heavily, depending on if the ballistic get another shot into the side or not. And
Can
expedite the
I
process.
want to keep doing this. Can I concentrate my flooding of water? So there's now a hole in the side of the ship under where Terry was, right? I had to think
Correct.
not to say Scanlan.
Correct.
I want to flood in more water. Can I flood it more on this side to where I try and like, or can I do something fancy like a giant hand of the gods from the wave come up and try
like
and
Fantasia's?
take the fish head guy?
What the shit?
Or can I at least maybe try and flood that side to where I can try and
You can
toss it
either
over?
you can either choose to continue to flood the ship or use control water to attack the fish character. One or the other.
Don't look at us, man.
Let me see if I can control water and take a wave to like, poof, toss him overboard.
Toss him overboard.
He's a fish.
But he's a fish. That'll help him.
Oh, he is a fish.
He is very plainly a fish.
He's very
creature.
definitely a
The
fish.
lower half of his body is a swirl of water.
So
Oh,
put him in
right.
the water.
I don't think
That's
putting
real
him in
shitty
water
for
is
him.
gonna help us very much.
Water
You
and
know,
water
I'll
makes.
just keep sinking this ship.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna
could
keep concentrating.
Get rid of the fog.
Okay. The,
I can't do that right now.
the torrent of water continues to shove down into the ship. You
Do
redirected
too
it
many things.
as it's pouring into the side. You use your other hand to pick up another portion of water and start spraying into where the wound that was left right above Terry. You're being sprayed by water overhead as it's just like traveling over you like an Epcot Center water fountain.
You're good, right, Terry?
Yes!
All right.
This is so weird!
Good. This is like a Tuesday for us.
All right, so the crew on this side, this guy's gonna go ahead. This guy's gonna move up to the pirate there and
Yeah. Small
swing.
pirate. Peter.
Misses, unfortunately. This guy's gonna take another crossbow shot down to the one that's attacking the captain. That will hit, actually.
Yes!
And
Get him!
Nice. He takes a hit.
Hit him.
Alrighty, and then these two guys are going to take 2 more ballista shots as they kind of load up, pull it back. This guy continues wenching. Actually, this guy doesn't get a shot because he had used the last round wenching and pulling it back. So he gets 1 shot retracting. This guy managed to pull it back and take a secondary shot at the ship. That hits. It's not a critical, but still pretty decent.
Oh god, just gotta make everything weird. Yep.
That is 14 points of damage on the side of the ship. This one slams into it, maybe about 5 feet to the left. You feel both Keyleth, actually all of you who are on the other ship, you feel the impact as the second blow hits and it pulls out the side, this time much lower, and water is now really pushing. The ship is slowly beginning to capsize to one side now. That ends the crew's turn.
I've read about this. Many of us will die.
Tyrion, it's your turn.
My turn.
Yes.
Okay. Is there water all over the deck? Is it hard to move? Is it okay?
I mean, it's wet, and the deck is currently listing to one side.
Is it listing towards
It's listing
Keyleth
this
and-
way.
Okay.
Boat shoes.
Yeah, those are like impervious to water.
Yeah, good. Crocs.
Okay. Once again, I'll yell back at Dodie and just say, the thing with the grappling hooks again.
Dodie actually does succeed this turn. Dodie lifts it out, and now that it's starting to pull, the chain are pulled very taut. It's starting to, as this ship lists, this ship's being pulled a little ways towards it. The chains are extremely taut, so as soon as Dodie pulls it up, it just goes firing off the side and plunges into the water off the other side. The ship now is beginning to slowly turn this way as the other chain is now tugging it from that direction, and this is listing to that side. So what are you doing, Terry?
Yeah, I'm going to cast haste as my action.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a second action now because I'm hasted, right?
You get to use a second action. It's a melee attack.
It has to be a melee attack.
Melee attack, a disengage, a hide.
Can I? It said that I could use a magic item.
Bitch slap somebody.
Oh yeah, you do.
Or use an item. Use an item.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Use an object.
Can I use? Oh, use an object, not an item. I can't use my ring or anything, right?
I'll say for the purposes of this shirt.
I don't know.
Why not?
Okay, so I'm hasted. I will use. I pick up the ring of the ram. And I'll ram the fishman.
Oh, okay. Yes!
Oh, nice.
How many
Look at
charges?
the ram. That's been a while.
3 charges, right? So I can use 2?
Next
Is
question.
You can use as many charges as you want that the ring holds. So it should tell you up to a
It
certain
has
point.
3 charges.
Okay.
Well, it says I can use an action to expend 1 to 3 of its charges.
Correct.
Okay, I'll do.
Yeah.
I'll do all 3,
There you
right?
go.
Yeah.
Why not?
Alrighty. So it is still restrained. So go ahead and roll with advantage an attack roll of +7.
Ooh, 19.
With
With advantage?
Oh. Natural 20.
Oh shit. Well. Okay. So roll 6d10 force damage.
Holy 6d10.
How many do you need?
It was all 3 charges.
Here's 3d10.
Well, then we double
How
what he
many more
rolled
do you
because it's
need?
critical.
6, you need
crap.
6.
2.
And that's like
That's
force damage.
6?
Like,
Okay.
That's a
That's
10.
it?
35. 70.
70 points of force damage against the creature. So as you focus on your ring, and there's a burst of divine white-looking energy that turns into this giant plate-like shield in front of you, and it just stays there. And you're like, huh? And then suddenly it thrusts forward, and out the front of it, like a portal, a giant spectral ram head just slams into the chest, throwing it off the ship as it screams. It just turns into sea foam. Scattered into the ocean across from you. It is destroyed.
Can it be like a kid who's holding a rifle but not up to him, and so it hits him and it really throws me back a little?
Which, yeah, sure. Roll a dexterity check.
5.
Off the ship into the water. into the ocean afterward.
Back into drinking again.
Are there still bad guys left?
Yeah.
There are. There's 2 over here, and there's 2 currently in the water below. Any
But
return?
nothing left on the ship, right?
That we see.
That we see?
Correct. These guys are trying to swim forward.
Yeah.
Let's cock. Nope. These guys at the top of the round get pushed back
Bye.
even further. Tyrion.
I lost alter self when I hasted.
Yeah. So you're just generally swimming, but you also flow back in the ocean. You're now like caught in the water behind as the ship continues on without you. All right.
He got his $50,000 worth. Yeah.
This
Next character.
the water elemental is going to go ahead and take 2 slam attacks.
You well.
Yeah.
You there?
It's taking a slam attack against Grog, and it's taking a slam attack against the pirate.
Yeah.
So against Grog, it says advantage on you because you use Reckless.
Yep.
That is a 23.
Hits.
That's, I think 16 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced to 8.
Okay.
And against the pirate, that hits. And the elemental reaches around, and as it punches Grog in the face, it slams the other pirate in the head, its fist engulfing his head, and he just kind of sends it, trying to find a way out, and it just drowns him while it's standing, and then drops the body to the ground.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it killed him?
Yeah, it lashed out. And
One of
actually
our guys?
did enough damage. No, one of the
Oh,
the
shit.
pirates.
Oh.
He is uncontainable.
Vax, you're up.
Except maybe in a large glass jar.
You know when you look at a cat that's alarmed because its nerves and all the hair is puffed out? Vax's feathers are all going like, watching Keyleth wreck the boat. I could fucking watch you do this all day. Up into the air, and I go and get Terry out of the water.
Okay, you go and grab Terry. Pick him up.
And I'm gonna pick him up and dump him back on our boat towards the back of the ship.
Okay, carry him. We'll say you're at half speed, so it gets you just up to the edge of the ship. Cool. Set him down.
I'm good.
Alrighty.
Oh wait, no. Do I have one action left? Do you think I have an action left? Can I use Divine Sense right now?
As you're hasted, you have the haste action.
Yeah, I'm hasted.
I'll say you can use Divine Sense. sure.
Okay. I pat him down and go, we're good. And I'm just gonna make sure he's not a demon.
Oh, Tyrion.
Yes.
Okay.
A demon? A demon? What?
Why a demon?
Why would you think he's a demon?
Because he's...
Guys, the conclusion of the epic series Shades of Magic, A Conjuring of Light, was just released. So go pick it up. It's put out by Tor Books, a leading publisher of science fiction and fantasy for over 3 decades.
Okay. That ends Vax's turn. Vax, you're up.
Okay. I'll fly over to Percy, who's on the fucking ground,
Okay.
and I say, "Are you good?
That was worth it. Good.
Lovely. Get off this boat!" And I'll fly over and try to help out the fight on the other side.
Okay. We'll say it's 20, 40. Yeah, you can get over here
Okay.
and still be up just above the fray.
And then I'll shoot some arrows at.
There's the one guy left and the elemental.
I'll shoot them at the guy.
Okay, go for it. 2 strikes on him.
Yeah. Oh, disadvantage too?
The fog is still around, so yes.
Okay. So that's. Oh, damn it. Okay.
One of them was a...
Yeah, but 20 on the first one, and then 15 plus 7 on the second one was
22.
22.
Both hit. Well done.
Awesome.
You have a D3.
I need a D3.
I think it's 4 minus 1.
It's a D6 and you...
It's a D6
And
cut
it's
in
like
half.
2, 4, 6 or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Oh, Jesus, this is terrible. This is terrible. I gotta do this.
You can actually have a D3 that is a D.
There is a D3.
2 1s, 2 2s, and 2
17
You have to get this back.
plus 3 lightning damage, and then 16 plus 2 lightning damage, and then for my bonus action, Trinket's gonna. Oh, and he was sneak attack because there was something next to him, huh?
Correct.
Ha 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 ha! 5 for sneak attack.
Alrighty.
And then Trinket will attack him too, because
Roll and attack for Trinket.
Okay. Yes! That is, was that a bite attack?
Whichever one you decide.
Sure, it's a bite attack, a 24.
That hits, roll damage.
Is 11.
11. As both arrows kind of stapling into one of the guy's knee, and he falls down to the ground on one knee. The other one hits him in the side of the body, and he kind of looks up, just as Trinket chomps down over his head and just crunches down. You watch as his skull kind of collapses from the force of the bear's jaw, and the arms just go limp at the sides. Trinket then shakes him a bit, and his limp body just goes woof, woof, just slamming and breaking into the side of the ship, and then drops it in the ground, and Trinket turns around and looks in your direction.
That's good job, Lloyd.
That made us all so happy.
That was great.
Seeing a guy get thrashed.
I wish Skyman could have been here to see that.
Alrighty.
87 episodes. 1 kill.
The two other guys are trying to swim, but they're not able to keep up. They're just watching them slowly vanish behind you in the fog.
Somewhere I feel a grit point.
All right, no. Percy.
The water elemental is still a problem, I take it. And it's the only
still
problem.
lashing out, yes.
And there's one hook left.
I'm going to stand up, dust myself off, pull out bad news, take careful aim at that, and slightly irritated aim at that water elemental, and see what happens.
Go for it. Disadvantage on the shots.
Disadvantage on the shot.
Was the fog not dissipated because fish head got blown away?
No.
Not yet.
The fog's not coming.
So I'm actually going to, I'll spend a grit to gain my advantage back, to unadvantage it.
Go for it.
Come on. Thank God I didn't do that too weird. That's 20.
20 hits?
I'm also gonna blow through most of Cabal's ruin, because that's funny. So that's, I know I say that a lot. So that's, standard damage is 15 points of damage plus, where's the...
1d4 plus 4, spend 1d6 lightning damage per charge expended.
1d6, okay, 1d6 per charge, and I'm, let's end this. Should we just end this?
That's good. Lightning's bad for water. Not that I know.
I figured it would be. I'm just gonna blow 8 of the charges, so, do you have 5 more? I'll just do it. 5.
Yeah, I do.
Just give me 5 more.
5 more, of course. Dream come true. Make it happen.
6, there you go.
If this doesn't end it.
Yeah.
So plus 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 23 points of lightning damage on top of that.
Okay, as you bring bad news down and aim across the way, fire the bullet. It blasts across, and you guys see this glow of electrical energy that just shoots through the air. The bullet enhanced by the Cabal's Ruin vestige enchantment. As it blasts into the side of the elemental gets blown back through the air, and as it does, it just vaporizes into mist.
Is that everyone done?
All the enemies currently seem to be not on the ship or dragging behind. However,
I'm going to stop, I'm going to wave, and I'm going to go walk over, since it's still my turn, I'm going to walk over and start looking to see if I can see what that glow is and if I can deactivate this, because I want to loot this ship.
Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's better. That's 25.
25. You glance on the side and you see now there is a singular, like small Palantir type orb, but smaller, that is a foggy gray color on the inside that's slowly swirling, and you can see it's gathering condensation and mist around it.
Does there seem to be any mechanism for turning it off or otherwise, or?
Looking around it looks like it's just embedded into it.
Take it with us.
I'm going to at least try and pick it up and
make a strength check.
Okay.
While he's busy, I'm going to jet over next to Keyleth on that boat.
Okay. Well,
Are we in
we're
combat
doing this
rounds?
in order for a second,
okay,
because there is a bit of a.
That's adorable.
That's sad.
3.
You feel something pop in your back shoulder, and your right arm gets a little numb, and you're like,
That's so mean, dude.
Sometimes you just reach over to pick up something.
Yeah, you
and
never
it's-
know.
Yeah.
Getting old, man.
There's no way to. There seems to be nothing to. I'm literally sort of just gonna.
I mean, as you go over to it, you see it's there, but it's currently held in place by something that's beneath the orb, or at least it's either adhered to, or glued to, or held there, and you just don't have the strength to lift it. That's your turn.
I shout to.
It's Grog's turn, actually.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, can I go over to the harpoon hook and like, fuck this harpoon hook? Can I try and like dig it out of the ship with my strength?
Sure, go ahead and roll a strength check with advantage because you are raging.
Hey. 25.
One-handed.
Hey!
And like it just flies out of your grip from the tension of the ship. You have to pull your hand back so one of the giant gnarled edges of it almost take your arm off in the process.
Would have lost that gauntlet.
It tears a section of the edge of this boat off, just the railing on the side kind of pulls through it immediately.
I'll pay for
Trinket has to pull off to the side, and the one guy kind of backs up immediately, shoots off into the water below for you guys. The ship, now that it doesn't have the tension to the side, is now capsizing very quickly and turning on the side.
Oh god. I feel like I did something bad.
That was cool.
Oopsie.
Keyleth, you're up.
I say, hey guys, cruises are really trashy. And you still have control water going. Can I like
Tip your waiters.
flush out? Yeah. Can I like flush out the bottom of the cruise ship and like bring whatever treasure is up out of the bow with what water is there? Just kind of.
You
Like a spigot?
You're kind of off to the side. You can look down. It's not very well lit on the inside at all. In fact, it's not lit on the interior. You do have your elven dark vision for a few feet, so you'd have to like glance over and look into the wound below. But right now, all you're seeing is sea foam and ocean pouring into the side of the ship.
Okay, I stopped sinking the boat because we're not dying.
Okay, the ship is still sinking, but just you filled it with water, and currently the side of it has been blasted
bringing the
twice.
water up like a fountain of wealth and youth, just coming up out of the bottom.
Okay.
Just other way.
Okay.
Seeing what comes out from the bottom of the ship.
Okay.
Hopefully not dead bodies or like
Rain and men.
slave trade or something sad. Yeah, like slave.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Oh,
let's not do that to kids.
Sam's wine cellar.
He's looking at his
just
nose
kids.
like it's a thing.
It's just kids.
It's it's like
Kids and puppies.
nightmare.
Kids and puppies.
Okay, so as the water comes rushing up from underneath, Blastu, you see a lot of genuinely soaked food items come shooting up, large chunks of broken wood, what appear to be additional iron ballista spears, and lots of chain come firing up from the inside.
Watch your head. Points.
Furniture, chairs. It's just like occasionally just pieces of broken things from the interior. You're not seeing much else from that at the moment.
Oh, these were lame pirates.
Let's
No
get
treasure.
Let's get the orb at the very least.
Good pirates keep all their treasure on their ship at all times.
Lame.
It's just hundreds
We really
of
should have
NES
kept one of them
Do you
alive.
want to check like the captain's quarters before it all goes
Yeah,
down?
what if there's a map to treasure?
Looks like it's going down.
Those of
pretty
you
fast, though,
on the boat.
Doing it now. Yes, we want to do it now, but there's an order of operations based on a die roll.
I have control.
All right.
I have control.
Tyrion,
Yes?
anything you wish to add to the circumstance? You're now soaking wet, but your winged savior has lifted you down onto the edge of the ship.
How many of you can fly?
2 or 3, give or take.
Amazing. Incredible. Stupendous. No, I have nothing to add other than, do you need my assistance in cleaning up any of these ruffians? Oh, also, one question.
Yeah?
Did I hurt the beast?
Man, you did great. You knocked that guy clear off.
Really?
Yeah.
I killed it.
It's a good start, man.
How was it?
What was it?
Yes.
Oh, you need to ask the white-haired one. I don't know.
Okay. Was it bad?
The worst.
All right, so you spend your turn conversing.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
6 seconds of dialogue right there.
All right, we'll say for the pace of things here, guys, the ship is maybe 30 seconds from fully sinking into the water. Anybody you guys
30
want to?
seconds.
I'm gonna do what I said before. I'm gonna go and land next to you.
Okay.
See if we can grab the orb. I'm going to run downstairs, see if I can see paperwork in the captain's quarters or anything, or run into the captain's quarters and just do a massive loot really quickly as I
Investigation
can.
check with disadvantage. The room is currently tilted pretty heavily, and everything is slid and collided to one side of the room. It's just a giant pile
I balanced
of
it
broken
out,
furniture.
and then I'm kind of doing
You want me
that.
to jump over there and go get the orb?
Yeah, we also kind of put a bunch of holes. In
Can
the
I
side
use
of
my-
it.
Yeah, there are a bunch of holes in the ship, and
So
your,
I can only
your
do
control
so
water
much.
can localize some cool effects, but overall, the ship itself has taken too much damage.
Can I use my boots of feral leaping to leap from one ship to the other?
I want
Sure,
to
make
fly
an
down
athletics
and
check.
help Percy investigate.
We're
If
pretty
there's time.
flush already. Let's make it quick.
Oh, it might be something magic. Okay, my investigation check is 19.
19 with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Pulling from the inside and rummaging through, you find...
Any papers I'm just going to grab.
Yeah, you grab whatever papers you can. There's a small like leather tube. You grab that. Looking about inside, there's a ring of keys. You find a bunch of scattered coins throughout the room. It looks like there was a couple of small chests that just kind of opened up and
I'm looking more for magic. I don't care about gold. I'm just looking for like magic or weird.
Right.
Catch the eye.
Yeah.
Are the keys to look like?
They look like some sort of an opening device. Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna grab them anyway.
Okay. Just grab the keys. Cool. All right.
22 to jump across.
Jump across. All right. So you make it across and you try and go underneath now. The ship now is starting. Not only is it listening to one side, but now it's starting to lift up a little bit.
I'm trying to
and everything's
balance
starting
it
to
as
shift.
much as I can.
Okay. So you're slowing the process. You're slowing it.
Yeah.
Make my way to the orb and try and rip it out.
The ship is also slowly moving behind the other ship as it's no longer maintaining speed. All right. So what are you doing?
I'm trying to make it to the orb that he was too weak to pull out.
Strength
and
check.
Rip it out.
I hope you pull something in your knee.
Haha! 25.
God damn it.
I got it! Throw it in the water.
No.
No, let's keep it. Let's bring it to the other ship.
But in the bag of holding, Grog.
Bloop. In the bag of holding.
Okay.
And I run and I try and jump back to the other boat.
Make an athletics check.
I'm not gonna make it. But that was
You might.
You might.
23.
5, 10, 15, 20. You catch the edge. They're dangling on the side of the ship as your fingers are right there.
Looney Tunes.
I'm good.
You could have flown.
God,
I swallowed the coin.
Percival, water is now starting to spill in underneath you, and you're now about knee deep inside. Everything that's in here, all the papers that you haven't already grabbed are soaked and are floating up on top.
I'm gonna run out. There's. Oh man, I don't hear anything coming from down below, do I?
Make a perception check.
Did you ever hear that I said I wanted to go help Percy investigate? Was I able to do that? Or
Please
was
tell me I
Yeah,
didn't
you can
kill
fly
someone
over, and as
innocent.
you, because you're
Okay.
behind him, as you rush in
Right.
to help him, he has a couple armfuls of things. The room is now about knee height in water and is tilted pretty heavily to actually this side, and it's just floating bits of paper and soaked books and pieces of broken wood and furniture. That the room is utter chaos.
Anything interesting?
Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. I'm
Hopefully
gonna
no
listen
innocent
for.
people.
Perception check.
I'm an orphan.
Terrible for 17.
17. You take a listen and through all the splashing
drop.
of water, the sound of wood creaking, and the ocean outside. You don't hear anything.
Oh God, I want to go
listening
down. I show the keys and like I'm worried there's a cage down there and I'm getting out of it. I still have the spider boot, so I can kind of I'm holding on. So.
Can I hear anything with my elfin ears?
Make a perception check.
You're an elfin.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
What do your elf eyes see?
We're taking the
Oh, a nothing.
It was a 1.
It was a 1.
Okay, yeah. You go down and listen, and as soon as you do, the water splashes up into your ear, and you get a bunch of salt water in the ear canal, kind of up in your nose a bit. And you're like, ugh.
That was awful. We should get out.
I'm gonna hand her a bunch of stuff, and including some of my thing. I'm gonna be back, and I'm gonna try and like see if I can just
spider boot down.
Spider boot and see if I can hold my breath and look.
Deep breath when you
I'm gonna grab and try and use the lenses on my
I'm gonna
mask
end
to
up
even
with
get a
this.
clear shot of what's under there, like a
Okay.
cool.
And I'm
Figure all
just
this
trying to visualize with the last 10 minutes that I have of control wonder to try and clear this bottom passage.
So you can do that. You can prevent slowing the
The
sinking
rushing in.
to part water.
That's what I want to do. I want to part right where Percy's heading.
Yeah. Okay. As you do that, the ship begins to list even further back at an angle, and you watch as the front of it kind of comes upward, and everything on the ship begins to slide past
Sorry.
in the direction of Keyleth and Vax.
Physics?
Get off! Can I have you both make dexterity saving throws if you could?
What, me too?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
There's a bunch of crates and barrels come just in your direction.
Just straight deck saving throw.
Yes.
Plus 5. What did I roll? 11. Okay, 16.
Okay, yeah, you both managed to just sidestep out of the way as they tumble past and splash into the water below you.
Get out of here, you two.
You're starting to lose your footing a little bit. You probably have one more round before you're just gonna start sliding off the edge.
First, man, let's go.
Quick,
man.
quick,
I'm
quick.
fine.
So
Vex is here. You two leave.
Perception check as the water separates in the room.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, you rolled a 19.
That's 26.
Okay, as you kind of push down into the chamber with the walls of the water to the sides, you look down, and most of the furniture that was thrust up out of this area is cleared out. You do see 2 cages in the far back, one of which is empty. The other one does seem to have some sort of a humanoid
I'm
inside.
going for it.
Come on.
Okay. You rush up to the cage and you look inside and you can already see what looks to be a slumped over humanoid. You see no features and there's no light down here, and your human eyes don't make out a lot of detail.
fine.
The fact that you rolled so high, it's only a little bit of light comes down here is reflecting around.
I'm unlocking. I've already got the keys in my hand, and I'm just gonna start going for it.
First key, nothing. Second key, nothing. Third key, nothing.
Cut the red wire!
Yep.
Oh my God,
Water
yeah,
begins to like pour in from another side, and the ship itself is pulling back. I want you to go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Come on, Percy. Come on.
I'm going to choose to use a resolve. That's a save, isn't it?
That's for a saving throw.
God damn it!
Why did you roll
What'd
the
you roll?
stitch?
I rolled a 1.
A natural 1.
Oh, fuck.
You start getting the keys in, and there's probably a good 15 or 16 or so keys on here.
God damn it.
And you get through about 6 of them before the ship itself has gone
right,
to a full, and the cages begin to
All right, I'm rolling.
slide.
I'm rolling. I'm like, there's someone in there, but I can't get it. And I'm pulling, and I'm going to spider climb on the upside on the wrong side of the wood to stay out of the water and
Was he
crawl out.
underwater, or was the water like
The water's being
caved out?
parted by Keyleth currently. But
Okay.
now, so
Yeah.
you
I'm
get,
done,
the cage is
that's
beginning
it.
to slide now towards the back.
I don't
of the
know what
ship.
to do, and I'm running out. I don't know what else to
Okay,
do.
so
What?
There's someone in a cage. I don't know what to do.
I'll fly at that.
okay.
Are you
Yeah.
going? I'm gonna try
over there.
whatever last bit of control water I have to try and part and calm the water is where Vax is going. And I say, go Vax, go!
Okay, so you just fly in.
I'm gonna try. If there's a cage, I'll go to
Okay,
it.
as you rush down inside, you watch as these 2 large heavy cages are like tumbling in your direction. With the empty one slams just past you, and the other one slams into that in itself, kind of turning up a bit. And something,
trying to
something
control the
inside
water as
slumps
much
and
as
it's
I
slamming
can.
against
Even
bars.
see the lock or where the keys were.
Make an investigation check.
All right.
The keys you do not have. Percy has.
I
those.
have the keys, but none of them were working.
That's 21.
21.
Yeah.
You manage to, as you kind of leap up using your wings in a little burst. This is a small enclosed space. You can't you can't use too much of the air to fly. And with a little bit of parting of the waters being done, you catch up and climb onto the top, and you can see the cage is turned on its side, and the doorway is on the top. So you can see the actual lock.
All right. Well, I'm hasted. Do I have an action left to get up there and pick it?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Go, 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 go.
32.
You reach out and pull out your picks, and as you look up, and you can kill at this point, you're parting the water, but the ship is now sinking, and you're sliding off.
I grab. Can I make a jump to grab?
You can. Go ahead, make a dexterity check.
And I'm just holding concentration, hoping someone catches me.
He doesn't know where it is.
My dexterity savers check.
Either.
on.
We'll say
they're both the same. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's good, that's good.
22.
You just catch Keyleth as she's about to slide off the edge, and you hold her there. That I will not require a concentration check from you. However, you're about to both go underwater.
Yeah.
You're holding her to the edge of the ship. You get the door open. It slams open on the side, and looking down inside, you can see what appears to be a slumped over, soggy mess of a person.
Okay.
Unconscious.
Can I keep going here, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gunk.
You grab them, pull them up, kind of
And then
firemen
just try
carry
to
them.
slowly, messily float him out.
I'm
fly him out of
gonna
here.
go help if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much room for like flight. It's more like a leap.
right, so
So you're
pull.
kind of like leaping through as you make your way there. You just get up onto the edge as the water goes past both Percy and Keyleth. You guys, your face is just beneath the ocean water.
Yeah!
I shot out 20!
I help.
You rush down from the broom. He goes and flings the person over your lap. You take up on the rest of the ship as the boat now is completely submerged. You watch the tip of it just beneath the water.
I'm in the water.
Bubbling the water up around as the...
I drop control water, switch back to my alter self, grab Percy, head back to the boat.
Okay.
While all this is going on, I'm asking Captain Adela's crew for towels. Just, do you have a towel or like some sort of, I'm really wet here.
They're both currently up on all on the edge of the ship watching this happen.
Yeah.
With one of the crow's nests keeping an eye out, and they're not paying any
I'm
attention
just
to you.
worried that this will rust if I don't get it dry soon. So if I could get some towels or maybe someone to fan it off, that would be great. Thank you.
All right. No response, but you are eager to repeat your question. As you make your way over, Keyleth, you pull Percival, because both of you guys sink quite a ways below the ship. As soon as it goes under fast. And as soon as you glance up to watch that Vax makes his way out, and you can just see over the surface, you relieve that to start swimming up, and both the two of you release your boots and begin to make your way to the surface. It takes a moment, and you just get at the cusp of what you can, hold your breath any longer before you both break the surface. Percy takes a deep breath, and you guys eventually swim your way over towards the edge of the boat. The fog, by the way, has begun to dissipate now, and has been slowly doing so since your removal of the orb from the edge.
Yeah.
As you guys all manage to make your way back onto the surface of the ship, waterlogged and tired, we're going to take a break for the rest of it.
Nice! Fight at sea!
Yeah!
We made it off the Titanic!
I fell off a boat.
This is
stupid, Rose!
This is like
so stupid, why would you do that?
shit, but better.
So we'll be back here in a few minutes. We do have a Wormwood giveaway for all you guys in the chat room. Be active in the chat room. Just you have to use the phrase Wormwood, WYRMWOOD, one word, in the chat room once they initiate the actual contest, and we'll come back to the break with the winner. So we'll see you here in a few minutes, guys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
There's something incredibly old about this place, not just in terms of its history, but in its bones. You walk around London and you think there could be magic here. You can picture it. It's not hard to envision a supernatural power in this place. A Darker Shade of Magic is about a magician named Kel with the rare ability to move between alternate versions of London. There's Grey London, which is our London, circa 1819. Red London, a sweeping magical world where power thrives. And White London, which is slowly starving itself to death magically. I like to think that I'm equal parts Kel and Lila, equal parts traveler and pirate, but I think that there's definitely an appeal. There's always been an appeal to me, the idea of being transient, of moving, of never being tied down to a single place. You're constantly seeing something new. You're constantly exploring places that have their own history. And the more you explore, the more you realize that there are so many stories out there that you don't know. And so I think I'm driven by the desire to figure out what's behind the door.
April 29th is Tabletop Day. Just direct your Twitch to Geek and Sundry. All around the world we'll get people to play. And play and play and play and play. We're celebrating game designers and the players. Cards and dice and role-playing slayers. Teams or co-op, whatever your flavor. Scream and shout, respect your neighbors. So let's join forces, all for one and one for all. If you love games, come on. Save the date on your smart technology. 042
okay?
April 29th is Tabletop Day.
There's something incredibly old about this place, not just in terms of its history, but in its bones. You walk around London and you think there could be magic here. You can picture it. It's not hard to envision a supernatural power in this place. A Darker Shade of Magic is about a magician named Kel with the rare ability to move between alternate versions of London. There's Grey London, which is our London, circa 1819. Red London, a sweeping magical world where power thrives. And White London, which is slowly starving itself to death magically. I like to think that I'm equal parts Kel and Lila, equal parts traveler and pirate, but I think that there's definitely an appeal. There's always been an appeal to me, the idea of being transient, of moving, of never being tied down to a single place. You're constantly seeing something new. You're constantly exploring places that have their own history. And the more you explore, the more you realize that there are so many stories out there that you don't know. And so I think I'm driven by the desire to figure out what's behind the door. There's something incredibly old about this place, not just in terms of its history, but in its bones. You walk around London and you think there could be magic here. You can picture it. It's not hard to envision a supernatural power in this place. A Darker Shade of Magic is about a magician named Kel with the rare ability to move between alternate versions of London. There's Grey London, which is our London, circa 1819. Red London, a sweeping magical world where power thrives. And White London, which is slowly starving itself to death magically. I like to think that I'm equal parts Kel and Lila, equal parts traveler and pirate, but I think that there's definitely an appeal. There's always been an appeal to me, the idea of being transient, of moving, of never being tied down to a single place. You're constantly seeing something new. You're constantly exploring places that have their own history. And the more you explore, the more you realize that there are so many stories out there that you don't know. And so I think I'm driven by the desire to figure out what's behind the door.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Critical Role. First off, thank you again to our evening sponsor, Tor Books, for coming up and coming to sponsor tonight's episode. Make sure to check out Conjuring of Light. The conclusion to the Shades of Magic series is now available. Also, we had a contest in the chat for this fantastic Mahogany Dice Vault by Wormwood. The winner is Terry, the Sword of Gamer.
Yeah!
Congratulations, Terry. We're going to go ahead and get this signed and shipped out to you ASAP. Thank you all for entering. We'll have more giveaways in future episodes, as well as Vox Machina on Tuesday with Brian Forrest. Anyway, let's bring it back. So, having returned to the ship, the fog lifted and the path before you now clear. The rest of the open, cloudless sky before you. You continue to head in the southwestern direction towards the islands of Amun, which is where Vesrah exists.
But I wanted to see the prisoner.
Yeah, the
Are they
prisoner.
okay? I mean, didn't I check them out while I was...
Yeah.
Getting to that right
Bring them
now.
back.
Okay.
We want to
Well, I
talk
mean,
to
I
them.
had them on my lap as I was flying back. I wanted
Right.
to make
So
sure
you
they
come
were
back
okay.
to the as you bring the prisoner down. You lay him down, and it is a man, early mid 30s ish, maybe. Looks grizzled, kind of a half beard growing in.
Kill him.
He is drowned at the moment.
He's dead?
He is not breathing. He is waterlogged, and even at quick glance, you can see he has scars all over his body. His clothes are
Right.
tattered.
Any residual control water left?
You're still.
Yeah?
I'd say, yeah, you're still
I roll him
concentrating.
on his
Can
side.
I see if I can pull any water out of his lungs?
You know what? Make a wisdom check.
Out come the lungs.
Yeah. Oh, and he's dead. He's dead.
the pores.
That's good! Just straight wisdom?
Yeah.
Straight wisdom.
What is dead man never die?
21.
21.
Just straight wisdom?
Yeah. So you get down low, and you reach out and grab the shoulder, and using the last few moments of your control water spell, you focus and begin to just draw like a siphon the water out of the lungs, and immediately the body kind of convulses, the throat opens up from the outside, and you can see the water just projects outward as the chest pushes inward, expelling the rest of the liquid from the lungs. Immediately.
Vax, help.
Yeah.
Pat, 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 pat.
I do pat, 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 except I cast lay on hands when I do it.
Yeah, well, I cast Cure Wounds while that happens, so go fuck yourself.
That seems oddly competitive in this moment where we're saving a man's life, but all right.
What last murmurs of this man's life that remained as he began to fade to the drowning, you both managed to just bring him back from the cusp of death, and coughing profusely over the next 30 or so seconds, turning onto his stomach and kind of gathering himself, taking breaths, spitting out whatever seawater still remains in his lungs. He looks back up at you all, and you can see he has kind of ragged mouse brown hair on top, and it's shorter on the sides, around the ear, rather large ears, kind of square jaw, but very scrawny. And yeah, once again, like from the tattered clothes and just scars all over his body, some fresh, some old. Looks like he's undergone a rough recent weeks.
I feel like we're finding Percy all over again.
No shit.
Kind of looks up at everyone. Where am I?
On a boat.
Different boat. Ship.
What do you want?
How long have you been in that cell?
Who are you?
Sorry.
We're
Like
your
leans back,
saviors.
falls onto his palms a bit and is just kind of laying back, too exhausted to move away, but trying to just back a bit.
Can I insight check him and make sure? I just don't trust anymore.
Sure, inside check.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh!
Oh, shit.
It's Otis, it's Otis, it's Otis, it's Otis.
We don't want to fight Hodis on the ocean.
Guys, feel free to keep
What do you got? What do you got, Grog?
keep tweeting those pickup lines to at Tor Books. They like them. I do anyway.
Guys, I'm gonna make a Torbex run. Does anybody want anything?
First, you, Travis.
Grande fantasy novel.
Don't worry. Your captors have been defeated.
That's
You're
good,
safe. What's your name?
And he kind of leans forward and sits up and looks at you. He seems to kind of soften a little bit, though he's still guarded. Thetan Gruz. The first mate of the ship Tempest Fang. Yeah,
Tempest Fang?
Tempest Fang, yeah. I was taken by a bunch of bastards, and they kept me in that cage for a few weeks.
Tempest Fang, where do you hail from?
Who wants to know?
Keyleth of the Arashari.
From around?
From around?
I'm a businessman on the seas.
Not a sailor type, then.
I'll sail a bit.
What were you doing on the Osmit Sea?
We're making a shipment across to Amon from Assyria. And this group of thugs decided to go ahead and ransack us from the side. Took our ship down, most of the crew. Kept a few of us alive underneath. Seems like I was the one who lasted the longest.
From Iman to where?
From Assyria.
From Assyria.
Oh, from Assyria.
What was your cargo?
It looks at you for a second, reads you up and down as you kind of step into the conversation. General goods, a few fancy textiles, some silks, some furs. Inside check.
18.
19.
Oh.
No!
Again.
Lots of whispers, guys. Hey, in the future, Travis, what do you think about this? Don't shake your butt.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Get it, Levi's. Yeah.
What if we, here's my pitch. What if we have two tin cans and a string that just goes to Matt, and we can do like one of these things?
That's a great idea.
That would be so cool.
So, yeah, I'm just, glad you came along.
Tell me, friend, why did they keep you alive?
That's a good question.
It is.
I don't fucking know.
What did they ask you?
Can we get some food?
I think that's a great idea.
Immediately his eyes
I
widen.
was talking back to Captain Adela, one of the crewmates, not you, Gronk.
Yeah, but as soon as you do that, Captain Adela goes, I don't get food.
No.
You get food! one of the other crewmates. Oh, right. And then he immediately jumps down below the deck.
I'm gluten-free.
Well, we saved your life. How else can we help you, friend?
Oh, just, drop me off at the nearest port you get to, please.
That's going to be a while.
Yes.
That's fine. That's fine.
But you sailed frequently before. What was your exact duty on this ship?
First mate.
Oh, right. You already said that. So you sail a lot.
Fair bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Any tattoos on him?
Yeah, actually, a handful.
Any I recognize?
Visibly,
I was on a boat for quite a while as well. It was a long time ago.
Make a history check.
All right. Let's say 18.
18? Okay. None of the symbols you recognize necessarily. However, the arrangement of them, the placement of them, and the general design are not used as... There's tattoos you could see that are decoration. There are tattoos you could see that are meant as they mean something to the person. These tattoos and their placement seems intentionally to intimidate.
Huh, okay.
Mr. Thetan Groove, where is anyone looking for you right now?
I don't think so. My crew went down with the ship.
What was your captain's name?
And kind of looks over at you. What?
I was just curious how quickly you'd answer it. It's fine. Carry on. You will be getting food. Don't worry. This is not us being threatening. We're just... It's odd finding a man in a cage in the bottom of a terrible ship full of awful people. That alone makes us like you, but you're a bit weird.
That's true. That's all true.
It is true.
Yeah.
You forgive us, we have to be a bit wary.
We've seen a lot.
We don't mind if you're disreputable. We just would like to know if you are kind of disreputable.
If I may, new companions.
Oh, God.
When my father would have a sort of a cagey individual that he needed to interrogate, he had an employee named the Dog, who was a large man who would come and just squeeze them until they talked. Why don't we just do that here? It seems like it would be much quicker than talking in circles like this.
Do you have the dog with you?
Well, we have this guy who's pretty big. I bet he could squeeze.
I mean, I second that method, but I'm just seeing if anybody else...
I feel like that's deeply premature.
It's deeply immature. I would
immature.
never do
Wow,
something
alright.
like that.
Plus, he's so frail right now. I'm afraid Grog would just break him in half.
Probably.
He's noticeably is looking nervously back and forth between Tyrion and Grog, and
I mean, after all, we saved your life, right? You wouldn't be hiding nothing, would ya?
no.
See?
Honestly, this is how we treat people we like.
God, that's also true.
Does
Yeah.
anyone have any water?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Fresh water? Oh, thank you. He pulls the lemon and starts drinking thirstily from it.
All right, so we've cleared a few things, right? You seem untrustworthy and broken, so therefore we like you. What else can we learn about you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I have business contacts. I can get you paid. Just get me safe somewhere.
What sort of business contacts?
The sort that I do business with. I told you. We deal in trade across the Osmond.
Yeah, I mean, he's shifty as fuck, but it's no skin off my back, right?
No, not really.
We got any cages on his boat?
Oh, we're not. I don't need that yet. Where's he gonna go?
Do I see any, like, class markings
like
on
a
him
grape,
at all?
I think we're all...
Nothing
Gotta
class.
sleep at some point.
And you kind of glance over and look at the middle
I
of
think
his
even in our
shoulders,
sleep,
and his shirt is kind of billowing and torn. No symbol of a clasp.
Those scars on your body, were they from before you were captured? Or after?
Some, both ways. The cages don't really protect very well.
What were they doing to you?
They were just having fun trying to get information about my company and, being general pirate arseholes.
Sounds fun.
And you're sure they were just pirates, yeah?
What else are they? They're the most pious men I've ever met.
I don't know. I've never met a real pirate until just now.
At which point one of the crewmen comes up with a small cluster of biscuits and kind of hands them over as he greedily reaches out like,
Wait, one of the crewmen?
One of ours.
One of ours?
yes.
Yeah.
They asked if they would bring him food.
Adela just sent
They asked him to bring food.
Why is he acting like he's starving?
Because he's been in a cage for 2 weeks. They didn't feed him
Oh,
very much.
him, not our crewman.
Oh,
crewman brought food.
shit.
Yeah, he reached out for
Sorry.
you. That's okay.
Thank you. Sorry, we were confused.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Can't you see everything around you? It's all here.
He brings over a plate of biscuits and hungrily starts eating.
Bangerang!
I brought you biscuits on!
Use your imagination, Peter.
The crewman's a dick, by the way. just wait. These are good biscuits, starving guy. Fever, that is kind of your style.
Fenton, you'll forgive us if we don't give you free reign of the ship while you're on here.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, lock me up, whatever you need. Just get me back to land,
We
please.
promise not to poke you.
That's appreciated.
So, you said you travel the Osmit Sea frequently, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you stumbled upon the island of the Vesrah, the Ashari people of this ocean?
Of the Ashari.
Of the Ashari.
Just, if what you're referring to is the islands of Armen, generally stay clear. Too many reefs.
Of Almond? Almond?
Armen. It's A-N-A-M-N.
Joy.
Almond Joy.
Sorry.
The island.
A-N-A-M-N.
Bunch of nuts.
A-N-A-M-N. Yeah.
clusters.
On men. On them.
Well, we should introduce ourselves at least.
Yeah.
We are Vox Machina, a traveling group of acrobats. And
Defeaters of dragons, no
Yep.
big deal.
I do Van Damme splits just as he finishes that sentence.
Trinket gets up and starts dancing around like he knows what to do when we say we're performers.
And I light up my fire hands.
we do have two smaller members that are not here, Scanlon and Pike, but maybe you'll see them later if you stick with us long enough.
She's a sailor too.
Yeah.
Great.
Percival, am I misreading the scenario here? Can I please just pour acid on him until he talks to us? It seems like he's holding back. Am I misreading here?
No, well, sort of. Not really. Sort of. It's complicated. We don't pour acid on people. Well, that's not true. That's a lie. We don't just pour acid on people. I feel like that's reasonable to say. We don't just pour acid. There's usually context involved. Things are complicated.
I am following your lead, but
when it is time to pour the acid, we will undoubtedly make sure that you're on the front. Not yet.
Okay.
But you're good.
All right.
Hey, Captain.
Adele's behind you guys.
Yeah.
She's kind of watching this whole thing with her arms crossed. One of her crewmates are currently at the helm.
I mean, the closest place to us right now is our destination, most likely, right? We're not going to be able to dump this guy before we arrive, do you think?
Yeah, no, we've got maybe a day and a half travel till we reach the island set, so...
That's all right. He can stay on the boat.
Yeah.
You got an extra room for him?
Oh, we can throw him in the brig.
We can make the brig comfortable.
Yeah, we'll give him food.
Yeah.
It's all right. Right, Benton?
We'll set up one of our men at guard. All right, pick him up, throw him in the hole. Do the crewman come by and pick him up and kind of lean him over the shoulder. He's like, oh, thank you. Thank you very much, all of you. And he gets dragged off down below into the ship.
Bye. Bye. Captain, have you heard of the Tempest Fang?
I've heard a thing or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it a pirating vessel?
Yeah. I was gonna let him finish his whole diatribe before we had a conversation, but yeah, no, he's one of 18 working companies out of the archipelago. So
I believe it's archipelago.
Sea diarrhea.
Jot this down.
That was sudden.
And the tension is relieved.
So, wait, if he works for the one of 18 companies of the archipelago, that means the archipelago has pirate
17 other companies.
17 other pirate ships?
pirate companies, it's a very some of them have alliances, some of them have very, very deep-rooted rivalries, and yeah.
The companies themselves have more than one ship, if I recall.
Some of them do, depending on the size.
Wait, did we just sink one of the other 17 companies of the archipelago?
It's very
or
possible.
archipelago?
Quite possible.
Wow.
Oh.
Is there any extensive damage to our ship? Are we still pretty good other than the railing getting ripped off?
Looking around, my crewmen tell me we're doing all right, so we'll do some repairs when we drop off in your location, and once you do your business, we'll have some time to go ahead and do a once-over of our ship.
I may have some charts that I stole from the other ship as well.
Oh yeah, I
Might be
put them in the
something
bag
useful.
of colding for the time being. Pull out apps and stuff.
Oh, that froze.
Okay. Glancing about, a lot of them are maps of portions of the archipelago, the Hesped archipelago portion. Some of them are markings of various pirate headquarters, various places of parley. A lot of them are waterlogged and soaked and like damaged, but you can see elements that are, a lot of them are hand-drawn notes and sections. The leather tube that you found, you pull it open and there is a very, very immaculate piece of Villium paper that appears to have a number of glyphs scrawled across it.
Shit, do we understand?
May I see that?
Sure.
I will identify it.
Okay.
What? Much easier this way.
You can identify things? How many times a day can you do that?
I think all. Scroll of Programmed Illusion. The scroll allows an arcane caster to use an action to cast the 6th level spell Programmed Illusion. If the spell is higher level than the caster could use, they must make a spell casting blah 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 blah.
Are you an arcane user?
I think I am.
Yeah, it's like, is this basically like the thing in Superman 2 where Lex Luthor's playing chess in the
prison
Kind
cell?
of.
Okay, it's just like you can have it.
You have to look up the spell for the specifics, but yeah, it's got some interesting uses.
Are
So
you
basically,
arcane?
it's you. You can use it.
Am I the only arcane?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a natural caster. You're the,
I mean,
you're
we
the
can
only
hold on
arcane
to it in
caster.
case we run into Scanlan
I
again.
am a powerful magician.
Or you can use it.
And with that, I take out the little gem thing that I pulled off the other ship.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Should I identify that?
You should identify
You
it.
should.
Can I more than once a day?
Look at the ability. It's the spell. I have to look. It's
It's
still
the identify spell.
Yeah, it's a first level spell.
All the papers.
I
in the
imagine it's a
world.
first level spell. So as long as you have a first level spell slot still.
Spyglass. I didn't even need to ask for
It's
Captain
a ritual though. Is that mind?
Oh yeah, I think you use a ritual, then it won't use a spell slot. You can do that.
Okay.
Just do it. It just takes
I will
time.
ritually identify that. What's that all about?
That is a it's a fog marker, and it's designed. It can be used by holding it around, but it is generally used to create a 100-foot wide fog cloud that lasts for an hour when used.
Whoa.
Do we know how to activate it?
To activate it, you have to spend a 10-minute period of time concentrating on the orb. And then, as it gets moved, it carries the fog cloud with it. It lasts for an hour.
That could be useful.
That's
It
dope.
could. At the very least, it could be installed in the ship, and we could have it as a possible
cloaking device.
Cloaking.
You could like put it in the guts of Dottie.
Dottie?
Yep.
Didi?
Could you do that?
I don't know. It's not like he's hollow.
Duty?
I mean,
He's
it's got a lot of stuff in there.
Dottie.
But that's not important. That's stuff in there.
What kind of stuff?
Things.
You know,
No.
when you have 2 wheels and some ropes.
Okay,
it's a
yeah, no,
pulley
just give it back to
system.
me. I'll put it back in the back of holding.
All right.
Thanks.
How big is the orb? Out of curiosity.
The orb is maybe 7-inch diameter. It's about that big.
All right.
It's 7-inch.
Yeah, it's about that big.
Interesting.
All right. So the ship is still progressing in that direction.
Can I do like a nature check on it? On the orb?
To what do you want to do with the nature check?
See if it smells like nature.
Did it come from like any water Ashari or anything like that?
You're
Did
really-
it come from any people?
You're really.
Roll a nature
I'm
check.
reaching.
Are you my brother? Are you Are you my
14?
Hello?
Looks like a magical item.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Does it have like smoke inside when you turn it?
Yeah,
It's
when you
like-
turn it,
like,
it kinda-
like those like weird balls filled with like weird sandy.
Yeah,
things.
actually, it kind of looks like that. As you shift it, it swirls on the inside, and when
And then, like,
activated,
spin
it
it,
causes
hold
the
it
air, like intense condensation that perpetually drips from the outside of it when it's activated.
Could be its name.
Outlook cloudy.
I like that.
All right.
Sources say.
So as everything rests down and the ship continues, you have about a day and a half travel till you're supposed to reach the islands.
Can I post up outside of the brig where stabbed in the body McGee is sleeping?
Yeah. As
I'll forego my room. I just want to like sleep sitting up.
Okay. Yeah.
We have rooms?
So
I thought it was like Hammock City on this.
Oh, maybe
No, we have rooms,
Yeah.
but they're like combined.
yeah, they're clustered. You have many people per room. They're like bunks. So yeah, so you post outside of the brig. As evening comes, the night passes. Is there anything you want to do? You're just resting there.
Yeah, just keep the other guard company.
Okay.
Just to give them a little expert
We,
help.
we've been tinkering on the ship, so.
Okay. Well, what have you been tinkering?
Science bro stuff.
Science Pro stuff. It's do we have to tell you what it is, or do we have to
let's
just
tell
To
them what it
tinker
is.
it, so I can give you DC. Yeah.
So he's got this really cool.
We tinkered something really cool. Did it work?
Well, I mean, like,
Sure, it succeeds. We built.
you were very cagey.
Voltron.
You were very
No,
cagey about knowing what it was, like while we were on break. So I didn't know if this was a thing or not.
Ultraman.
Ultron.
So
Ultron beam.
using one of the opals from my helm of whatever brilliance, he wanted to craft a little housing for it.
So I've built a couple housings for these opals. You pop the opal in, and it will allow it to create a either a concentrated beam, spotlight, basically like a little flashlight, a radiant beam like a torch or like a floodlight, or while it's in spotlight, it's got like a little railroad thing. It's got like a little slot that will go in and give me a little bit of a red vibe, so we can have like a low light, red light. And I'm also going to make a little clip so I can stick it on my gun, so I can have a little spotlight on my gun when we're going through it.
It also ensures you cannot get a prom date.
Hey now, I'm doing okay. Just saying. Percy doing okay.
I don't know. You've been tinkering a lot lately.
Oh! Okay. So that's doable. And the opal doesn't perpetually glow.
No,
It's yeah. So
it lasts for an hour. Is that something that we can turn off and on, and it lasts for an hour like a battery, or is it just an hour? It's off.
And then we have to pop a new opal in.
Generally, you have to pop a new opal in.
All right,
no problem.
But it's like, yeah, you crack the opal, you put it in, and it's like 1 hour of like either flashlight and then a little blinder to turn it on and off, and then a little. It's basically like a little train lantern.
Yeah, I was gonna say like an old school light.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll a tinker check.
Do it together.
Can I help him?
Yes, with you would be giving him advantage as you attempt to do that. So you just roll twice, Percy.
That was pretty good. It ran different.
Did we get two 16s?
I got a 19.
Oh. I got a 16, but I get plus 10 with my Tinkerer's tools.
And then mine's proficiency bonus and dex bonus on top of that 19. So that's 24, 25, 30.
Between the two of you guys, it is not an issue. Even with your limited materials, but your travel, tinkering capabilities, you managed to definitely create this seamless, beautiful. You could sell it on the street.
Ooh.
So they get tapped, or they can tap. And we may even make a little headband so we can pop them on.
Sure, sure.
Do a little
You guys are so cute.
It's gonna be great.
All right.
I spend my evening reconnecting with Vax.
Okay.
Wow. The Hallmark card way of saying fucking.
Well, there goes our sponsor by Hallmark. Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry,
This is
Hallmark.
a couple days. You said you've been traveling for a while, right?
It was 3 days before this encounter. You have a day and a half before you.
And has a day passed since that fight?
No.
No, this is that night.
This is the evening afterward.
Let's see if I get my charges back.
I don't want to say I feel like I'm being replaced. You know, it's not that. It's just Percy's kind of found like a new friend.
You're losing some friends.
We're not like hanging out all the
it's
time.
not
We're being
that.
social.
I'm a good friend, right?
Hi, Percy.
I was gonna say we're being
sorry,
social.
You guys have that.
I got distracted. I got distracted.
No, you guys are busy tinkering. You two are having a conversation where Vax is trying to console Keyleth's sudden friendship crisis.
Got a little
No, I
smudge
get
right
it.
there.
I know,
little
and-
smudge.
You're missing your friendo time, I
I
understand.
can't fulfill every need.
We
that
hear
he
them
has.
laughing from their room in the distance.
It is a very thin wall.
Yes,
And it was the metric system.
I'll never know what the metric system means. I don't know what that
What's an
is.
asshole?
They're both, really like special, and
I'm
it's
still a good friend, right? I'm still a good friend.
Yeah.
Am I a good friend?
You're his best friend.
All right.
Yeah, that's just new, and those two have never met
No, I know.
a nerd as pure as the other.
I know I told them to like bond, but now, I mean, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm cool. I'm cool.
You're more than cool.
I've missed you. Hi.
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 I tried the tears away.
Do you know
what's
new guy dynamic? And I don't know what the new guy's chemistry's like.
Do you know what's really cool though? We're not on the verge of death every fucking day right now.
That's true.
Yeah, pluses and minuses.
I'm glad that the new guy is the worst of our problems.
Come here, you.
I just love Percy so much.
I know.
Evening of consoling, and the rest of you guys get your evening's rest. You outside the brig, uneventful.
I crawl.
Yeah. I did want to talk,
I
but
get
that's
down.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
I can talk later.
Oh, do you want to talk? Go for it. Go for it.
Go interrupt the party.
Yeah, no, I was going to.
Well, I was going to say, if you're welcome, when we're finishing up, you're welcome.
Oh, only when you're finishing up.
Well, I
there.
don't know anyone. We obviously did it.
We built our.
I love that so much.
Wow.
So
wow.
Yeah, we put the whole thing together.
Put the whole thing.
The whole thing
together.
together.
Phrasing.
Right there.
Yeah.
Man, you're
You hear
going for it. You're going for it.
You hear, as you guys are finishing up, you hear a knock at the door.
Cleaning up your.
Hello.
Yes, come in.
Filled with smoke in here. Oh, hi, Terry.
We were
see
welding.
you.
We were welding.
Oh, exciting on a boat, even. Wow.
It's relatively safe.
So, what'd you make?
Can we crack one?
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh wait, we're using one?
Yeah, we're using
All right,
one.
Sure.
Oh,
Why
gee.
not?
Well.
1,000 gold, but okay, sure.
It's father money.
As he flicks the opal, it gives off a bright equivalent of the light spell.
Oh.
Or this is
Daylight.
Daylight. I'm sorry. This is.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The
this
power
is,
of the sun.
Basically, there's a sun in the room suddenly.
Wait.
Oh, wow, you guys
You're
made
literally blinded for a moment. Your eyes just go.
We put it in the box. Contain it.
Well,
Drop
wait,
it,
wait, open it just a little bit.
All right.
And then I'm gonna take my helm of brilliance and just put one of the diamonds up to the laser beam like lights coming out, so it makes like a dazzling light across.
Wow.
It's a beautiful prism, which you're able to see in about 40 seconds.
It's a lot. It's just a lot of spots right now, but I'm sure.
Sorry.
Eventually. Oh, pretty. Get out. You, not you. If you don't mind.
I don't
I mean,
at all.
of course
Get
you
out.
can stay.
It's
Fine.
okay.
I
No,
have a lot of dictation to do.
Out. And I boot him out. Oh, hi, thank God. And
So, Percy,
yes, dear.
I've been meaning to bring something up to you.
Yes.
At the risk of bringing up Scanlan again. Something I'd rather ignore.
Yes, me too.
When he left, he said something that caught my ear, which was that he heard Pike and his daughter calling to him
Yes.
from the other side. Which is strange, really, because when I was on the other side, I don't remember hearing anything. What about you?
Okay, I'm gonna sit down and open up a bottle.
Busting out the courage again.
The courage I think is long gone at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going for the tier whiskey. Fuck it. Take a swig, and I'll pass. I was not in a good place. I was what I am choosing to describe as great motivation to live a long life. There was pain and sound and I've tried hard not to think about creating words to articulate it, but it was the feeling of being. It was not pain without end. It felt like pain that would have an end, because eventually there would be nothing left of me. I felt consumed. And yes, I heard. It was the only thing I heard. Yes. Know you well enough to know I'm trying not to embarrass you, but
Right.
yes.
I'm not embarrassed.
Well, I would have, honestly, I would have never hoped otherwise. You're far too wonderful for an idiot. So. But I'm more hopeful. I'm not quite as fearful of what
whether I'm worrying less about what may happen when I die again and if I'm going to go back there.
Well, that's good. I would hope he's not waiting on the other side for you.
I hope not either, and
What about when you were killed by Rashan?
that was quick. It was fine, but it was quick, so I'm not sure if that means anything yet. I've overthought this quite a bit, and I don't know if you care to hear too many of my fears in this direction, but I do think about it.
You can always tell me your fears, Percy.
Where did the people I killed go? I know you don't have an answer. I don't have an answer either.
I
But
don't. I suppose it depends on them, doesn't it?
does it? Or does it depend on me? Or does it now depend on this thing?
You don't think they were doomed to suffer the same fate that you were?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I keep feeding it every time.
Oh no.
I don't quite know how to find out, other than I had a moment where I thought about shooting someone, bringing them back, and asking them. There was a moment I thought about shooting someone. Well, if it comes to it, it's something I've had in my back pocket, is killing two birds with one stone.
Maybe we can just try that on someone who we already need to kill.
That's my thought.
Right.
And I worry about what all of this is doing to us, but at the same time, I have such faith in... Well, I have such faith in you, and Keyleth, and occasionally Grog, and occasionally your brother.
Are you listening?
But I'm starting to wonder if this is what all those heroes I read about when I was young, if this is what they felt, is just a lot of getting very comfortable with not knowing and being nervous and wondering if you're really just the villain of someone else's story.
I'm sure that's how they feel. No one's ever sure they're doing the right thing.
But I did hear you. Sorry I did hear you,
Oh.
and sorry that I didn't say.
No, it's all right. Takes the pressure off, really. Knowing that you know.
I treasure every minute. And you remind me to not be so serious.
Yes. So serious.
I'm not saying that you're not serious.
You can go play with Terry some more if you like.
I'm done with Terry for the evening.
Right, then you can play with me.
And crossing the whiskey off the inventory equipment.
Yeah. All right. As the evening comes to a close, the next day's journey is met with a coming cloud front. Doesn't appear to be storm-bearing clouds, but the clear skies seem to have come to an end.
I'm restless in all of my night's sleep as we get closer.
Mm-hmm. As the next day comes to a close, the sun setting, you hear a call from the top of the crow's nest that shouts out, "Land ho!"
You go running up.
You guys all catch up, and you can see just as the last bit of a sunlit glow behind the clouds begins to fade in the darkness, you see ahead the gentle shape of islands just breaking the horizon ahead. And one by one, little lights.
I
Coming on.
rush to the bow of the ship.
As you come up to the bow, and the ship, you can see at this point now, Captain Adela is starting to shout off to the side, "Keep an eye!" And it's currently moving around, and you see there are three guys at the front who all have lanterns out, and they're watching the water below, and they're shouting out, 5 to the right! And they're giving different degrees. And she's navigating through what looks to be a channel of reefs as you glance over the edge. And you can see there are pathways here, but it looks like a lot of this water is very dangerous water. And eventually you get to a point where one of them shouts, "Stop! Stop!" And they immediately throw down the sails, and someone throws the anchor off the side, and the ship comes and slams to a halt as the anchor clicks in. You can feel it grinding for a bit as it catches the edge of one of, looks like a reef below, but the ship eventually stops as you glance over. They're maybe 15 feet away from hitting the edge of a reef. It kind of stops, and the water kind of slowly comes to rest as the ship comes to a rest. Looking over the edge, you can see the water maybe about 20 or so feet down. With a little bit of light lanterns are put over, you can see the very top of various reef cliffs and hints of beach shelf beginning to rise up towards this cluster of almost like still fairy lights in the distance, unmoving. Captain Noah comes up to the edge of the ship and goes, "Well, that's about as far as we can get with this ship. My apologies."
No, this is fantastic. And I run to the edge of the ship and I shoot a daylight into the spell and throw a create water and make a rainbow over top of us.
Wow.
Bring us to the side of a van.
So with that, this spray of vapor in the air of the night sky, the darkness ahead of you that was currently the clouds obscuring any sort of starlight, suddenly is showered with this spray of vibrant colors across the entire spectrum as the vapor slowly cascades around each side of the ship. As it does, a few moments pass and you watch more lights spark open in the distance. Wherever the source is, you begin to get a clearer view, and there you can just barely begin to see the edges of what appear to be very, very faint outline of a number of buildings, all springing up from the water itself. The city is not on one of the islands. The city is in the center of them. There's a triangulation of these land masses, and the city itself resides between all three. Some of the guys on the side of the ship start taking small rowing boats and taking them up and latching them in and setting them off the side into the more shallow waters below.
I run past all of them and just jump into the water, not gracefully like before, and start
Make a perception check.
swimming. Perception check?
Yes.
We're at a reef.
Don't face plant on a reef.
Fine.
There it is now.
That's just a dexterity check?
No, perception.
Oh, perception. 28.
You run to the edge, and right as you're about to leap, you look and realize it is a relatively shallow reef in the direction you're about to leap, so you kind of turn and go at an angle instead and into the water below. Almost a second after you, the ship hits the water below, and they start throwing down the rope ladder, and you guys are allowed to then step into the rowboat.
Broom.
Carpet?
You have the broom, or carpet if you like.
I just start
I'm going to get on the carpet and offer it to anybody who likes.
using my cantrips.
Because I'm heavy.
Robot in the boat.
I want to be on the flying carpet. 'cause
Trinket will
that's
get in
amazing.
a boat with rope.
What are you doing?
No, Trinket's gonna be in my.
All right. Trinket goes in the necklace.
Yeah, for a minute.
Hopping on behind my sister.
Okay, so sister, you guys are taking the carpet. Grog, you're
Yes.
going in the boat.
I got my own rowboat.
The robot. Robot in the
Oh yeah,
robot.
the robot
No,
is
Dottie is not coming with
Dottie's coming with you.
well, he can come on the.
No, he
Dottie
can't.
cannot
It's too
come
heavy.
on the carpet.
It's too heavy for the
It's too heavy to
carpet.
go on the carpet.
I have to stay behind with Doty.
Yeah, well, have
Yep,
fun.
sure.
I've got my own
Get on
carpet.
Is there
Get
another
on the
rowboat
boat,
for
Terry.
us?
They have other rowboats on the side. You can request another one.
I would like to request another rowboat for Doty.
So as you guys be making your way, roughly 5 minutes behind you, as you all are kind of moving forward together via carpet flight and her swimming and Grog strongly pushing his way through, Terry's just impatiently waiting for them to get the other boat off the side of the ship, and they're slowly lowering it down, kind of, the ropes having to adjust as it goes, and you're like,
Oh, I see adventure over this way. Too bad you won't be there to see it.
I'm missing it. Hurry up.
As you guys begin to approach, Keyleth, your feet eventually hit sand as opposed to treading water. And as you begin to walk up, the water comes past your waist, down to eventually your knees, and that is about as low as it
Far
goes.
as it goes, yeah.
And looking out above you, you can see this beautiful lagoon that is completely submerged in about a foot and a half of water for a good mile in all directions. And you can see dozens and dozens of these Grecian-looking white and green marble structures that rise up out of the water. You can see a series of poles that stand up holding these lanterns that have all been magically set alight to give the city sort of a glow. You see shapes moving, you see figures kind of shifting out of these buildings and making their way in your direction. And as you're looking at this space in front of you and you guys begin to kind of meet up, you watch as a figure kind of out of the water next to Keyleth. You glance to your left and look down and you see what appears to be a child, maybe about 13 years old. Human-like, though his ears come to a bit of a finned appearance. You can see what looks like gill slits to the side of the neck. And he looks up at you with kind of a tattered, long, stiffened piece of cloth tunic and shorts that end at the knee. And he kind of looks up at you and just kind of smiles with these very, very bright, orangish yellow eyes.
Hi. Kaitiake. And I drop to my knees and drop down and bow.
You go face down into the water. Get up, push the hair back a bit.
And bow again.
Okay. What are you doing?
Sorry, are you the leader? Are you the headmaster of?
Yes, I am.
Oh. Hi. Keyleth.
Keyleth. He reaches out and grabs your hand.
Yulan.
Yulan.
Leader of the Water Ashari.
I am Keyleth, daughter of Vilya and Corin of the Air Ashari, and I am here to complete my Aramente. And I bow again under the water.
Into the water again. He kind of shakes his head. You can see now he has these kind of tossed medium-length dreadlocks that kind of shake with his head as he turns his head aside. Looks up at the rest of you.
So she yours?
Mm-hmm.
More or less.
You bad people?
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Not today.
We're just rowing up.
But I miss. Start over.
See a bad person?
Nah.
He's workable.
It's all right.
Okay. Well, come with me.
And he reaches out and taps you on the shoulder, Keyleth.
Just such an honor.
Come on.
Keyleth.
He grabs your hand and pulls you up out of the water and starts running in towards the city, holding you behind him, just kind of tugging you by the hand.
Oh, he has legs.
He does have legs.
No. And he does know how to use them.
Keyleth.
Splash, 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 splash.
Cooler. And I let a little frost go from my breath.
Okay. Splash, 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 splash. She's just running through the water. You can see a number of people have now stepped out of the buildings as you guys approach, and each one of them, all of their clothing ends at the knee. You can see that this entire society walks through and lives partially submerged. There is an ever-present water element to their day-to-day life.
They must have the proniest feet.
I know, right?
Amazing. I would live there in a second.
The sand is soft and still strangely warm beneath your feet, though the night has come. And even through the distant sparkles of light everywhere, the city, a lot of the buildings seem hollow and open. Like where walls there are there's large windows. It seems like everything has this very kind of open air, free lifestyle to it. And as you begin to
As
approach,
he's dragging me, I just start like rambling all the questions at once. I'm like, this is such a gorgeous city you have. Are you freshwater or saltwater? Do you have webbed feet? Does everyone have webbed feet? How many people can control water? Wow, look at those. Look at those. Is this fire that you use or is it all arcane?
he's not answering any of your questions, and you hear a voice shout out, "Yulan!" And the boy kind of stops and drops your hand and kind of backs away with his hands kind of crossed behind his back and steps away, bowing his head a little bit and kind of away. the crowd, and you can now see all these different people. Most of them appear to be human, elven. There are a handful of dwarves, a couple halflings. Like it's a spread of races here. You see 2 half-orcs that have these large tridents off to the side, and they're guarded, but they're all deciding whether or not this is a welcoming circumstance or a careful parley. The voice that rang out, the crowd parts a little bit, and you watch as the water around you guys begins to spiral into these columns. Each one appears to be similar to the entity you saw rise onto the ship. A series of water elementals begin to rise out of the water as some of the individuals in the crowd kind of pull their hands together, and then you see 4 of them rise and begin to circle. Not closing in, but just keeping very close vigil around. And you realize at this point that, while the city is welcoming, they're also a carefully guarded people. The crowd parts, and you see stepping out with tiniest of splashes, a very tiny woman. Old, shriveled, most of her hair is gone in these thin wisps of white and gray, a wide oval-like head, the skin itself an olive yellow tint, very wrinkled and pruny. The eyes are almost these tiny little black beads. Gnome, very old, with a long staff that's twice her height, that just kind of with each step, she's kind of like a weird female water Ashari Yoda. Just kind of steps forward through the water.
Brad?
Hulan, you are not to greet our guests. Now, you. What is your name?
Hi. Kai Tiake. I am Keyleth, daughter of Rilia and Corin of the Arashari, and I am here to complete my armamente. I am... Kai Tiake. I am honored to be in your presence.
I am Uvenda, Heart of the Tides here. I had my own armamente long ago. And I knew your mother, who came for her armamente as well.
You knew my mother?
She came here for her own armamente. And now you come to complete what she could not. So, you are welcome, Keyleth of the Vesrah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That just means she visited the earth and the fire and the water Ashari. She completed her armamente.
She did not, child.
Well, everywhere I've been, she's been. Why not?
Come, we shall speak. There is much to discuss, and it is growing cold out here, and you could probably all use a warm fire. So, see to our guests!
And the folks around kind of go from their tense reverie and begin to approach and take, like, just instinctually taking your belongings and kind of helping you unload. You guys, you withdraw and they back off as soon as they realize that wasn't part of the circumstance. But you are led deeper into the city, and there is a kind of a central temple that has multi-layers, like three floors with a number of spiral staircases on the outside of the structure that lead to it. Each floor is still very open, and you get the sense that this whole city is built around the flow of ocean air and sea spray, and there's almost like a constant breeze that just blows through. And a lot of the buildings are rounded at the edges. The heavy waves and water that has come through here is, you can see, kind of rounded and brought curvature to all the structures for as long as the city's been around. There are elements of shell-type shapes. There are bits of ocean inspiration to the architecture. It's a very interesting, alien, and beautiful place compared to where you've been before. You're led into this temple structure in the center of the city. You're brought to a series of what look almost like tree stumps, but they're made of a bright bleached white almost spongy material. And as you sit on them, food is brought to you, fish, fresh cooked platters. You guys are now being treated like honored guests as you arrive. As you sit down, Keyleth, Uvenda has a servant bring a much taller sponge stool than the ones you guys have, and is set in front of you, and she uses her staff and kind of pole vaults on top of it and sits, crosses her legs and sets the staff off to somebody and kind of leans down with her hands out in front and her chin resting on them, her little beady gnomish eyes kind of looking down at you.
So, Keyleth, the Aramente is not easy. Do you know what this leg of your journey entails?
I mean, I've made it this far. In my heart, I feel like I'm almost complete, but I feel like you're about to tell me something different.
You are near the completion of the Aramente. This is true. And through this, you will learn the strength of utilizing your own capabilities and those of your trusted allies. You will learn various ways of looking at the difficulties and challenges that are before you. And there are lessons as part of this. So listen carefully. For the final leg of your Aramente, we will wait till the morning sun comes to these waters. You and your compatriots will be brought down below the waves, below the city, to the area of Torrent, where the Vesrah rift resides, to the water elemental plane. The area is where we implant the lodestones that keep the village from sinking and the rift size contained. The lodestones unfortunately do wane in power over time, so we must occasionally cross into the rift and have our fastest wave runners recover replacements within the elemental plane, the source of the lodestones in which we have built and maintained this city. But the once challenging path to these lodestones has now become deadly for all but our swiftest.
Why?
We would find these stones sparsely scattered throughout the plain just beyond the rift, leaving us uncertain of their origin for as long as we've been here, for generations. They would just fall and sink to the bottom, or we'd scavenge them from the silt and sand below. However, this last generation of wave runners have discovered them to be a product, natural waste of a particular creature that resides within the boundless oceans of the plane. An ancient beast, once guided upon creation by the Titans that claimed this world their own before the gods came and gave light to our souls.
What's it called?
They are known in many languages by many names, but the common tongue knows to them as the Krakens. Humongous tentacled beasts long free of their servitude from their creators. One of these such Krakens has taken to the waters near the rift and made it its home on the other side. And this beast appears to have been producing the lodestones that we relied on for ages. This research and information they've gathered, however, garnished the attention of this terrible fiend, and was accidentally led directly to the rift where it now nests, and feeds on the other creatures naturally drawn to the energy of the tear between the worlds. We now use the lodestones and our powers not only to control the merging of the planes at the rift, but to also prevent this monstrosity from crossing over into our world and tearing our city asunder. Your task, she puts her finger out to stop you, will be to descend into this area of Torrent, enter the rift, and recover 3 of these lodestones, and return to us. That is all. Avoid the beast if possible, for to battle it is folly, and to kill it is to sink our city and curse the rift to eventually fade.
So don't kill it.
Do not kill. Got it.
Don't kill the Kraken. Right? Don't kill the Kraken?
No, kill the Kraken.
At least 2 inches for everyone.
Get Kraken.
Get 3 lodestones, bring it back. Don't kill him because he's responsible for you guys not sinking into the ocean.
He makes the lodestones.
He makes the lodestones with
Basically,
his
he poops
droppings.
lodestone.
Yeah, he poops.
Essentially, yes.
All right.
To use such base terms.
All right. So he drops these lodestones at the base of the water plane.
Yes. Often found within the vicinity of the rift, but such is the beast. Be quick. Be careful. Be stealthy. And return as soon as you have them.
Do you have an example of these lodestones so that we know what we're looking for?
We will show you at the Eyrie tomorrow in the morning.
All right. So this starts in the morning, which is exactly what you said. You totally said that, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, I have.
All right.
Is there something that helps those of us who don't breathe underwater
I can
breathe
handle
underwater? Yes?
I can handle that. So, what happened to my mother?
She swallows strongly.
Your mother was a brave woman. Very much like you, now that I see you before me. Unsure of herself. Wishing to please and not disappoint. And it's hard to ascertain, but I fear it's perhaps that lack of confidence that may have caused her failure.
Did she not make it out? of
She
the
brought
water
her own companions that she had found and brought with her along her path. Our guides brought her to the rift. And her companions did not survive. Your mother did not return. And we sent scouts to try and retrieve a body so she could be interned correctly. But we only found a leg.
She's still alive. That means she's still alive.
Hold on to that hope. Use it and finish what she started. She lives through you at the very least. Hold that memory.
I will hold on to it, but I hope you know that that does not define me. I'm not her.
Good. And perhaps you have a chance.
We'll complete your task. Thank you.
You've come far, young Keyleth. I have faith that you will rise and become the voice of the Tempest. For now we rest, eat, sleep. For tomorrow, you face the pet of the Titans.
And that's where we'll leave tonight's session.
We're gonna kill a Kraken!
No,
don't kill the Kraken.
We're not going to kill a Kraken. We're going to not kill it.
We're going to irritate a Kraken.
We're going
We're going to make it.
We're going to
I have no
steal
idea
some
what that
Kraken's
means.
poop.
We're going to collect
I don't know what a
Kraken
is like.
droppings.
We're going to bring a bottle of Kraken.
We're gonna bring a-
find out.
We're going to bring a bottle of Kraken. Oh, I'm so
And
going to bring
remember,
a bottle of Kraken
you know what
next
we're
game.
gonna do? We're not going to finish it.
We're not going to finish it. That's the game. We're going to not
That's kind of
finish
perfect.
it.
We're going to drink most of it, but we're not
Except for,
going to
like,
kill the
1/4
Kraken.
of it.
Don't, because we don't kill the Kraken.
Give that thing some Maylock.
Don't kill the Kraken.
Nice job, Matt.
Nice job, you guys.
Good game. Good game.
Alrighty. We'll bring this up next week on Thursday for the last leg of Kill Saramente, as the party might face a Kraken.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be interesting.
1 of 17.
Or like,
Yo mama is the Kraken.
Yeah, that's what I'm most afraid of. I've already thought about it. That she's the full Mom John Silver.
she's gonna have a pirate. She's gonna have a patch and a beard
And a peg leg. She totally has a peg leg.
and like a little cuttlefish instead of a parrot. It's just
My mom's a pirate.
Definitely.
Oh God, get us out of here.
Alrighty, guys. We'll pick it up next week on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again, Tor Books, for sponsoring. Wordwood for being awesome. We're gonna go ahead and rest. Oh, I forgot to mention, I will be on the roleplay live anniversary game on Saturday. I'll actually be flying up to Canada to go play with them in person. So I'm gonna be jumping in for one episode of the Swan Song series. That'll be fun. Yeah, I get to play. Up in Canada, yeah.
Each D20 is actually worth 22 up there.
Is that where you have to roll backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
There.
Yeah.
And as always, don't forget to watch Vox Machina on Tuesday night
With Brian.
with Brian Foster
That'll be fun.
at 7 p.m.
Matt's always talking about his campaign up in Canada. I'm not sure if it's real.
It is real. Guys? This is fun.
real.
This is totally real. This is great.
Anyway, have a wonderful night, guys. Rest well. Laura, get up early. I know. I'm sorry. And is it Thursday? Yeah.